What's up, chat? Ugh. Yeah. Hello. What's up? How is everybody? Yeah. What is up? Hello. I have nothing to say. Not much to say. I don't know what I was gonna say. What's the game? It's Marvel Rivals. I have a sponsorship I need to do. So I always wait till the last minute. And I didn't expect to take 5 days off.
Hey, did you see that?
So I hate you know what? I won't say that. Here. We'll do this. We'll talk about FaZe a little bit today. We'll watch this video first. And then we'll get to gaming. Might be a short stream today because I'm tired. I need to recuperate from driving 12 hours in 2 days. I watch this first. The one friend who's listened to both sides of the news.
The story about the guy who dug a tunnel under his house ends up getting caved in, had to get a bunch of firefighters to rescue him. Yeah, how did you know this just happened? I'm sort of a news junkie. I like to stay informed. Right. Well, it looks like they'll be amputating his legs. And a pinky. Somehow, a pinky doesn't seem like that much to lose once you've already lost the legs. He broke quite a few city codes. You can't just dig a tunnel without a permit. No, yeah, that's pretty reckless. But also, it's his God-given right. Oh. Wouldn't you agree? The government only benefits when we don't dig deeper to unearth the literal demons ruling over us. Metaphorically. Of course. But maybe literally. He did find an artifact from the demon Pazuzu. Sorry, where are you getting your news from? I try to read everything from all sides so I don't get any biased reporting. I just want the facts. No, I agree with that. I think that's great. And that's why I read the New York Times and Epic Hitler Bacon 88's posts on X, the Everything app. Okay. Epic has some crazy reporting on the tunnel incident, which leads one to believe that the tunnel was dangerously close to unearthing Tom Hanks's satanic underground cult. Do you believe that? God, no. But it's important to factor it into the narrative. Is it? My brain is a machine. I must feed on all the information, lest I gain a bias. You wouldn't believe who Epic Hitler Bacon thinks is behind all of this. I could make a guess. This whole thing is frying my brain, man. Jesus, dude. Or it's nothing. I don't think you're doing this right. Doing what right? You can't just listen to everyone. That's stupid. Who do I trust? Big tech is destroying legacy media. Journalists can't make a living anymore. And AI married my ex-wife. Sure, okay. It doesn't mean we need to pay attention to Epic Hitler Bacon. I guess you're right. Your ex-wife married an AI? Yeah. I read about it in a Joaquin Phoenix movie called Her. Fucking ridiculous, man.
Okay. You got my news from Tectone? True. What is Tectone doing? You know what? Nah. I was gonna be like, let me just see what Tectone is doing. I was just like, no, actually I'm good.
A model of
I'd rather, but we could. We could. What is Tectone saying now? What is he up to? She stole millions. Wait. All these videos are exactly at 52,000 views? Hassan, Brogan, Hassan, Charlie Kirk. Feminist try male jobs, instantly regrets it. Brogan. Asmongold. He posts so much. Hassan, Denims, iDubbbz around. I mean, he doesn't really get many views for a 1 million subscriber channel. You know what I mean? But he also posts like 7 times a day or whatever, or 7 times sometimes 7 times a day. These are all within like 24 hours of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He only has like 4 videos a day. They all get the same views. Isn't that weird? Like these have the exact same amount of views. Also, he's on Rumble now, which is hilarious. So this is the people are like, oh well, you can't ban this person, you can't ban that person because they won't go anywhere. But like, this is the benefit of actually like actual deplatforming. Tekton's not banned on Twitch right now, but he just decided to like have a deal with Rumble, and like we just don't really hear about him anymore. I think that's net positive, you know. So if, like this is what like people are like, you can't ban Asmongold because then he'll just go to Kick and he'll get more powerful. It's just like no, then he'll go to Kick and then like people will stop caring about him. Because switching platforms is always like disadvantageous. Anyway, speaking of Asmongold, does anybody have the original Stabby clip? Miskiff disappeared. That's a great example. Miskiff is that's a great example. Miskiff is literally disappeared. You don't hear about Miskiff. What is Miskiff doing? That's crazy. How are you doing worse than Tektone? He posted a video 2 days ago with 4,000 views on a 1 million subscriber channel.
This is me, about to give a group of strangers $300,000.
He got less than 200 likes. Road to 3K views. One stock trader versus 8,000 strangers. Come on, you don't have 8. We see the views, bro. We see the views. We know you don't have 8,000 viewers.
To invest in the stock market. I don't want your money, okay? In fact, I'm gonna give you my money. But what's really happening is that I'm testing to see who would earn more money, them or an actual professional.
Look how fast his chat's
I placed $300,000.
His chat's going as fast as my chat when I'm 30 minutes into or 10 minutes past starting soon screen, which is like 300 people. He does not have 8,000 people watching him. I'm trying to find out where his chat is.
Earnings that day, but the case was clear. They knew the product, they used the product, so we got in. We're gonna go for, I believe it is like 200. No.
Oh, he doesn't have a chat on. Oh, he does have a chat on screen.
400 stock. We're gonna do
like,
at 28.
It's barely moving, bro.
60. We're gonna do a quick buy right here. And you're in, chat. You bought shares. There you go. 4:30 p.m. comes. Hims drop their quarterly earnings, and the numbers.
Like, was it slop? It's also like poorly edited. The music's too loud. Like, no, you would not expect this for somebody who's been a YouTuber for like a decade. You know what I mean? Like this is like unbelievable levels of wash. I don't know if y'all saw it, but like Kick recently dropped a feature where streamers can hide their view account. Kick now allows streamers to hide their view account. I'm like, this was made specifically for Miskiff. This was made specifically and exclusively for Miskiff, so he can hide how many viewers that he doesn't have.
Or horrible. Him's earnings are out. Him's missed by 43 cents on earning percentage while the street was already lowballing at 0.03 and they still couldn't clear it. Jeez. Right.
This is so sad. Where's his TikTok at? Someone's look at his TikTok. Oh, that's sad. I mean, he got a lot of views on this one a day ago. But like 4,000, 5,000 views, 2,000 views. He got 50 likes on a 1 million follower account. That's rough. That's rough. I guess he couldn't afford to pay for his like clippers anymore. But like he'll rarely have like a one that does like well, like this has half a million. Like that's crazy. Why even bother? Should he just retire at this point? Well, probably he doesn't have much money left, which is why he's like Miskiff just sold his Audi R8 for $200,000.
5, 4, 3, 2. Done.
Oh my god!
Who won it? Walter Black. He put yay. Wait. Wait a minute. Yay with a bunch of Y's. Why does this sound like a viewer? Who would type that after winning an Audi R8 for 171? Yay. 5.
He's in the process of falling off still. No, he's falling off. This is the bottom. This is rock bottom, chat. You can't go much lower than this. Like his YouTube video he just posted, that he seemingly put a lot of effort into, got 4,000 views.
Scraped back up at close, and we finished at around $303,000. Now we're $3,000 in profit on the week, but $3,000 was nothing. Not against 30 days, not against the 10% target. Last week, we couldn't lose, but this week, we couldn't win. So that night, I made a decision. I wasn't just gonna keep guessing what the
like OTK member fall off tier list. Ooh, that's a really good idea. That is a fantastic idea. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm so tired of this. I'm bored. I keep yawning. Just seeing Miskiff's face. I see. OTK. Fearless. What? I'm sorry. People are so. I look up OTK tier list, right? The first thing that I see is like OTK members / orbiters. I'm like, sure. And then like the men are have like normal pictures, right? And then it's like the women are have like bikini pictures. And I clicked on another one, but like just to check on it, and it says OTV and friends. This is not even the right group. But then it's just like all women, all in like, you're not all in bikini pictures, but it's just like there are men in this group. I suppose it's supposed to be OTV friends and streamers tier list, and it's like, it's just like what are we? I don't know. I don't even know. Was this because about streamers' numbers being capped? It's basically like Twitch is capping people's viewers if they're supposedly view botting. We did a little bit yesterday, or not yesterday, last week. I don't remember. Botters apparently being named and shamed. Here, this is the clip.
Change that we are releasing soon, and we have not said exactly
Fried toast is funny.
when the change is going to be out.
Also, where is Saikudo back? Is he? Can't tell the people who've been called out.
But it will be out shortly. And the way we are going to handle this is by applying
No, he's been gone since April.
Cap for those channels that we detect view botting on. So that way, when that channel streams, the CC view will be limited by that cap. We have a fair amount of confidence that we can detect when someone is deploying bots with the intention of amplifying.
He's been streaming for like a minute, but like 300 viewers. Saikudo? No. Saikudo's always been at like 2K around there. He definitely hasn't had as big of a he's definitely had a downward trend, right? Since coming back from YouTube. In 2022, he was at like 17K, right? And then he went to YouTube for like 3 years. 2 years. 2 years and a month. Came back, lost 100,000 followers, but came back to 8,000 viewers average. And then it's been a downward trend to him averaging around 2,000 viewers. So he got the YouTube bag, right? He got like probably a few $1 million YouTube. But like he's been averaging like 1,000 viewers. Like that's not like fantastic. No shade or anything. Speaking of which, what's Ellen doing? Ellen is back. Also, the biggest beef is that he's rated higher than I am now, technically speaking. I'm washed. Washed, I tell you, washed. I'm at 4,500. He's at 4,000. Pops, this is true. But he does have like 5 times, well, not 5 times. He has like, yeah, he does have like 5 times my following though. So like, I'll take that as a W. You know what I mean? So let's go Among Us lobbies, leaving money on the table. People don't do that anymore. So, indeed. I will also say, like, he started streaming in like 2020. I started streaming in 2023. So I have like a, you know, growth is pretty interesting growth, actually. Should I leave the company in repo? No, people aren't doing that anymore. Either. People don't do like friend slap games. Right? I'm pretty sure. Let me check repo. Yeah, repo currently like has they were really big last year, having 45,000. Now they have like 3,000 viewers. Like, who's the biggest repo streamer right now? It's somebody that has 145 viewers. Like, it's cooked. What's the new meta then? There is no new meta. People aren't doing collab games anymore. Right? If you look at the browse section and look at IDLO, just chatting, the at the top. Path of Exile 2, League of Legends, Fortnite. These are like the games that are normally up here. Overwatch. Valorant's honestly pretty low. I think Valorant's been falling off. Right? But like there's no like friend slap games here. At most you have like I don't know. Dead by Daylight, but like it's not really friend slap. It's like it has its own community. But it's like a collaborative, like, game you can play with your friends. Kind of like, Counter-Strike as well, technically. But that has like more of a pro scene. Overwatch, but like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no like friend slap game. Arc Raiders is at 9,000. To be fair, it is 10 a.m. on a Saturday. But like Twitch as a whole I think it's probably fallen off. Like Subnautica 2 just came out and it has 5,000 viewers total. You know what I mean? It's kind of rough out there for Twitch. Anyway, speaking of streamers, I do want to look at Asmongold. Also, several people going out. People don't go out. That's a myth. Does anybody have the original like Stabby clip? I've seen it on Twitter, but I had to pull up the VOD. I think it's this.
That fucking.
So apparently, a few days ago, Stavros was on the broadcast, and they made a comment about Asmongold, and this started a chain reaction from Asmongold of crashing out, which is kind of funny.
That fucking guy. He's fucking disgusting. How did this happen? He looks like shit, right? He probably gets no fucking pussy. Asmongold, whatever the fuck his name is.
I don't know, man. There's clout. He's got clout.
Do girls suck his disgusting?
I have no idea, but I don't.
Is that what he even likes?
I don't even
what does he
know.
do with his fucking?
Today we remember George Floyd, who was murdered by a former Minneapolis police officer 6 years ago. That moment.
Why is he weighing in? He's some fucking idiot. What did he stream?
Because Elon boosted the fuck out of this shit.
But what did he stream? How did he get famous? Fucking
World of
Minecraft?
Warcraft.
Oh my god.
Minecraft.
Yeah, no.
A fucking World of Warcraft guy?
Yeah.
People listening to that fucking guy can't take a fucking shower?
Yeah.
Guys, don't be like you. I'm telling you, I'm fat and ugly. You don't have to live like that. You just have, if you put light into the world and positivity, you'll get sucked off.
Yeah.
Don't go into the dark side with a dirty ass motherfucker who doesn't even fucking shower. He doesn't know shit about what he's talking about. Listen to that fucking guy. He's
So that's the clip. This is kind of funny. Asmongold then responded. Where's it at? This is actually his response. Let me see.
What is that fucking... Why do people listen to that fucking guy? He's fucking disgusting.
Shut up, fatty. Shut up. What are you talking about, fatty? Call me, I'm...
Really? Really? That's all that he can bring? Where did all of his bravado go? He's like, shut up, fatty. That's crazy. He thinks that offends Stabby? No. That's not even the case. I don't think he cares of that like if that offends Stavi or not. What he cares about is like being like, no, I'm not mad. No, Chad, I'm not mad at this. Look at this. Like, I'm not mad. Look, he's fat. Talk about the fact that he's fat. Don't talk about the fact that he kind of owned me here. You know what I mean? That's it. It's to posture to his audience. He's giving his audience something to latch on to try to take their eyes off of like, off of that. King Broken, thank you for the 10 months. Much appreciated.
Disgusting. I guarantee you, if me and Stavros and Hassan had to walk 3 miles, at the end of those 3 miles, I would smell the best out of all 3 of them. I would.
What? What is he like? I know what he's trying to say. He's saying, oh, they're both fat, so they're unhealthy, I guess, and unathletic, but like I don't know why he brought like, did he saying the Turkish people stink? I mean, maybe he's saying that, but like it's not a good comeback. Bad roast. If Asmongold had friends, they would probably tell him bad roast. Also, I love that he thinks that like 3 miles is like that's the line. You know what I mean? Where you start to smell rancid at a 3 mile walk. Like, I mean, he doesn't leave his house, so like maybe he hasn't like walked 3 miles in a while. But like, that's not like a crazy amount. Like a lot of people can do that. Some people can't, obviously, but like a lot of people can do that. It's not like, see, if we walk 3 miles, not even like run 3 miles, not like sprint 3 miles. If we all walked 3 miles, I would smell the best. It's like, that's just a bad roast. It's just not good.
See, this is what happens whenever you're fat. Is that you think this is the way it is.
How did this happen? He looks like shit, right? He probably gets no fucking pussy. Asmongold, whatever the fuck his name is.
I don't know, man. There's clout. He's got clout.
It's really crazy to me. By the way, I think that these guys are really kind of self-reporting. So much of men that are leftists are just using it as a mating technique. They don't actually believe any of this shit. They don't even think any.
Not what I got from this. It's also not relevant. It's obvious saying that he's a social recluse and weird. I mean, yeah. He said mating technique.
Any of this. They know it's bullshit.
But like, if you're like on the right wing, like conservative end of things, like, isn't that what you would want? If that was true, you would applaud them for. Right now, it's like, I don't even really want women like, And honestly, the fact that you want women is actually kind of telling. It's like, okay, I don't know.
Shit. They just say it because it's a good way to get women to like them. That's it. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really, I don't have a girlfriend right now. No, I don't. Yeah, maybe in the future I will, maybe not. I don't, this is not my whole life. There's simps, yeah.
Why is he weighing in?
I will say, I still do think that simp as a, using simp as a pejorative is against the TOS. I think it's stupid, but I do think it is on Twitch. I don't think you can use simp as a pejorative on the platform. It's not like Twitch is going to do anything about it, but like it is like I do think and correct me if I'm wrong, because I think Twitch added that rule a few years ago. You can't use simp as a pejorative. I'm pretty sure. Am I wrong on that? Look, I think that happened. That was a time period on Twitch. Hold on. Yeah, here. simp, virgin, incel are now all banned on Twitch's vocabulary. Include guidelines that say that making derogatory statements about another person's perceived sexual practices that does include negativity, targeting another person with sexually focused terms. So using terms like simp, incel, and virgin as an insult to negatively refer to another person's sexual activity is not allowed under this new policy. In 2020, I remembered this. I was like, I knew that was a thing that people did say at one point. I think it was reversed. I don't know. See you next week, Hassan. Okay, I will say 6 years ago was a little bit crazy. Right, 2020 was a crazy time. We were really doing anything in 2020.
Why am I weighing in?
Some fucking idiot that what?
I have to say this before people be like, oh, well, yeah, Sean cares about. Like, I think it's a silly and stupid rule. But I just remember because I haven't heard people say simp on this platform for a while. And so that when one of the chatters in Asmongold's chat said it, I was like, wait a minute. I remember when this was a banned term. Everything was being called a simp and an insult at the time. Asmongold said he smelled the best out of Hassan and Stavi and himself. Yeah, we saw that part.
Because Elon boosted the fuck out of this
but
shit.
what did he stream? How did he get famous? Fucking
World of
Minecraft?
Warcraft.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, no.
A fucking World of Warcraft guy?
Yeah.
People listen to that fucking guy. He can't take a fucking shower.
Yeah.
Guy
I don't need to because I'm not fat. I don't smell bad. Fat people smell bad.
to live like that. You just have, if you put light into the world and positivity, you'll get sucked off.
Yeah.
It's all about having sex with women. Their entire worldview and everything is built.
Wait, like, isn't that the entire conservative worldview? I'm confused. Isn't that their entire thing? It's about, like, you know, conservative, like, masculine, like, you know, bravado, and, you know, women are subservient or whatever. Like, that's the entire thing of, like, the conservative mindset, right? Like, if I'm being entirely honest, like, the only thing that's like different than that is like the Nick Fuentes style, like incel, you know, mindset where it's just like the Nick Fuentes. So like, I don't know. It feels weird to be like, well, you like women? Wow, isn't that crazy?
Around the sexual approval of women. That's it. It's kind of sad. Really. And also, like, by the way, I don't really like talking about a lot of, like, relationships or girls I talk to or don't talk to or anything else. I don't like getting involved in this. It's weird. I don't need to prove anything. I don't need to indicate that women like me. It's just silly.
Listen. Because it would be impossible to do so. He continues to crash out. This is early. This is earlier than this clip. But it's another. This is Asmongold's content at this point.
This is going to be maybe a hot take. I don't think that they even believe this violence or this level of like aggression is like actually a good thing. I think they just sit in their dark room by themselves, or they sit in their room by themselves, and they just get gassed up by their chat, and they just get more and more emotionally elevated, and then they just say crazy stuff. I want capital punishment to be on the menu, and if that's the case, I want public executions. I want to have people get rounded up. I want to have these ICE protesters that are standing in front of these cars from the federal agents. I want to see them run over. I want to see the entire thing.
Wait, didn't Destiny get banned for that? I'm surprised Asmongold, like that one got banned. I'm pretty sure Destiny got banned for like saying that exact same thing about BLM protests. Like almost verbatim.
And then as soon as they get run over, I want to see them handcuffed to their fucking hospital bed, because after that, they're being sent to a work camp. That's what I want to see happen. I hate these fucking people. They're parasites. These people are not your allies. They are not the same as us. They come from an inferior culture. Like, I don't even think they believe half this shit. I think they just crash out because they're getting gassed up. They're like, I gotta keep going, I keep going, I keep going.
Jews are running society. Women need to shut the fuck up. Blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part. Mm-hmm. And we would live in paradise. It's
also, it's so funny. Like this is Nick being woke, by the way. Like he's walked back that like black people should just be in prison. He's like, for the most part, you know what I mean? There are some good black people. that I love how like you had to like, for the most part, there are some good black people out there. And that's the lie for Nick Fuentes.
Imprisoned for the most part, and we would live in paradise. It's that simple.
Man. Right? I'm just saying that, like, that's what I think is happening.
You made an exception for Candace? True. And Kanye. He likes Kanye. But yeah, so that's Asmongold's insane. Here's him continuing to crash out. Because apparently he just keeps crashing out about this, which is kind of funny.
I mean, I'm going to bed at like fucking 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I mean, this is getting bad, guys. Like, on my day off, I washed my car and I did lawn work. I fed the birds. And I'm stressing out, boys. I'm stressing out. What's going on? Like, we gotta do something about this. Like, I have to, like, I don't know. I don't know what I need to do. It's gotta be something. I gotta figure something out. Expiring? I guess so. And become a eunuch? Fuck it. I guess so. Damn, Unc got them old. I mean, I'm going to bed at like...
Remember when he was just like, literally like a day ago being like, yeah, who needs women? I don't need women. And then he's like, I'm crashing out, bro.
Fucking 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I mean, this is getting bad, guys. Like, on my day off, I washed my car and I did lawn work. I fed the birds. And I'm stressing out, boys. I'm stressing out. What's going on? Like, we gotta do something about this. Like, I have to, like, I don't know. I don't know what I need to do. It's gotta be something. I gotta figure something out. Expiring? I guess so. And become a eunuch? Fuck it. I guess so. Damn, Unc got them old.
Yeah. So, wait, he had a no shot.
LinkedIn.
No shot. Asmongold had a 43-minute video about this. Hold on. Wait, YouTube featured? I'm getting featured on YouTube? What does that even mean? Hold on. Why is my stream YouTube featured? You know, YouTube, if you want to throw me the Sykkuno bag, let me know. Let me know. Anyway, hold on. Hassan. Don't touch Magic the Gathering. Gosh darn it. Leave my new hobby alone. Hassan again.
Hassan brought his fat friend on to make fun of me. Can you believe that?
That's hilarious. You're making fun of me. I don't like that.
All right, get ready. Get ready.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Jake.
Suck Trump off and the one who wants to suck Trump off.
Yeah, Nick Fuentes and Laura Loomer agree. So does Asmongold. Asmongold was like, yeah, fuck around and find out. Yeah. Yeah. Lock him up. Again.
I never advocated for Hassan to get locked up. I never advocated for that.
Fucking content creator on this goddamn platform. Literally supposed to be.
He did that. I don't watch Asmongold, so.
Yeah. Somewhat of a colleague here.
I didn't so I want make sure that he knows this. I'm not advocating for him to go to jail. I don't know if he did anything wrong. Now, if he did something wrong, of course you should go to jail. Of course you should face a penalty. Like, yeah, duh. But that's not because I have disagreements with Hassan politically. It's the same as like if you stole a car, you should go to jail for stealing a car. Obviously, you should go to jail if you do something that's wrong. But I never presumed his guilt. I never said that.
I mean, his behavior just says otherwise, right? His behavior just says otherwise. It's all over for him. You feel me? Like, attorney explains Hassan's best case scenario. Like, so what is it? I wonder what this one's about. No, do I really care to watch it? He said Hassan should be arrested for. Oh, yeah. Also, he did say that. He said Hassan should be arrested for the ICE protest. Also, the Lightbender thinking for the 6 months.
That he was guilty. He did. Now it seems to me like he is. It does. It seems like he is. But I never said that. I never implied that. I have no idea.
I mean, he just did at this moment, right? Am I tripping? Him saying, I'm not saying he's guilty, but it seems like he's guilty, is him literally implying that he's guilty at this current moment right now. I'm like, listen, I'm not saying Asmongold's a Nazi, but he seems like a Nazi, right? You would be right for to claim that I am implying that Asmongold's a Nazi, right?
Yeah. The fact is that, again, like, this is the misframing that he likes to do. He tries to make shit up. Yeah, this is why everybody is celebrating him getting subpoenaed. It's because you literally just lie and make things up for nothing. I never celebrated.
Wait. But like, okay, you know what?
You going to jail because you don't even know. You're not even gonna go. You're not. This is the most overblown thing, by the way. Wow. Oh my God. You get a subpoena. Okay, you're gonna have to appear now.
Wait, then why are people celebrating it though? So, like, you know what I mean? If it's the most overblown thing and it's meaningless, then why are people celebrating it? Although this is not at all relevant. I want to get to the Stavi part.
This country and coordinated with the government.
Yeah, because over 35 months. Much appreciated. Chat, you know we're like less than like 100 subs away from the goal.
Damn, that's a lot.
And we're less than 157 subs away from 1,000. You know what happens when we hit 1,000 subs? Wink, wink, nod, nod. A hype train is also incoming. So if you have any subs you want to subscribe right now, you know, for a few months for a discount, or you can give me a Prime, right? I'll take your Primes. Your Primes are free if you have an Amazon Prime account, as most of you already probably do. Don't give your Primes to Hassan. I promise you, he does not need it. He does not need it. 1K hour stream, that would be insane. And I'm not doing that. I'll say this. If we reach 1,200 subs, I will let chat decorate my new stream room when I move. If I have a stream room and I continue to stream. Think about that.
Said that on your podcast. You did. You said it.
Let chat take one test for you in school? Sure.
Shouldn't have said that. Big mistake.
Salivating at the.
You know what that made me think of? Hold on. Or that one meme that's like, you just made the biggest mistake of your lousy career.
Jen's planning just subscribed.
This one. This is one of my favorite memes.
Wouldn't have slowed down, y'all was not gonna catch me. If I wouldn't have slowed down, y'all was not gonna catch me. And let me been in that new scat pack, I'd have took off on y'all dumb ass. You two fuckers just made the biggest mistake of your lousy career. If I wouldn't have slowed down, y'all was not gonna catch me. And let me been in that new scat pack, I'd have took off on y'all dumb ass. You two fuckers just made the biggest mistake of your lousy career. If I wouldn't have slowed...
It's one of my favorite videos. It's so funny. One more time.
Down, y'all was not gonna catch me. And let me been in that new scat pack, I'd have took off on y'all dumb ass. You two fuckers just made the biggest mistake of your lousy career.
Sorry, anyway.
The prospect.
Salivating
at the prospect of me being arrested.
I gotta fucking...
Getting arrested. I did not. Also, being subpoenaed isn't getting arrested. These are two totally different things. It's not even true. Okay. All right.
I'm gonna go have a whole pizza after this, dude.
We know.
Elon's boosting Asmongold's final solution. That's what's
Elon's boosting Asmongold's final solution. This is the framing that these people use. Oh my God, this is what are we talking about?
Who on Twitch? Oh yeah, this is my main op on Twitch. The guy who doesn't shower.
Dude, this guy.
The main op on Twitch. I like. Listen, I don't even like. Yeah, I criticize things he says. I'm not even
joking. He's memeing. Do you think Hassan uses the term op like normally in his day-to-day vernacular? He's making a joke. Sure, I don't know.
Even that mean. I feel like I'm pretty reasonable. And also, the reason why the main op is me that you think, it's because you're like Destiny gets unbanned. Looking like the fucking Grinch. Bro, smiling like the Grinch. After you get...
I wish Hassan had this power that they think he does. I genuinely. Because one, I would tell him to tell Twitch to fix the ads for all the politics streamers. One. Two, I would tell him to tell Twitch to keep Destiny banned and then to ban Asmongold because it would be funny. And then three, I would tell him to tell Twitch to give me all the money and put me on the front page forever. And unfortunately, it does not work like that. Sad face, sad face.
Get done typing and he gets unbanned. And you want to talk about, yeah, I wonder why. It's because you got all the other ones banned. Really?
He's such a fucking dork. It's crazy.
He's like,
I'm a dork.
Very easy solution for this. Bring in the National Guard, round them all up, and put them in forced labor camps. Keep the ones who are violent and attack police done.
Yeah.
You can literally solve this problem overnight, but we choose to allow these animals to run wild. Elon Musk, 100.
100.
You fucking idiots not understand what anything like a
Do you guys not understand anything? Yeah, well, no. Okay, what is it? What do we not understand?
You prioritize your own the people over your own fortune is hypothetical scenario. Oh no, I would do me first. I would ask him to give me more money first. That would be the first thing I did. And then I do the other stuff. I don't really care about the other stuff.
society, due process, any of that shit?
Wait, what is this here? Something about society?
Anything, like a society, due process.
A society? What kind of a society can you have whenever people are lighting fucking, like, satanic fire circles in the middle of a parking garage, doing donuts, holding an M16?
Oh, so if they weren't satanic fire circles, it would have been okay. Sorry, Chad. You have to pick a different fire circle for Asmongold to be happy about it. You need to do non-satanic fire circles.
Or an AR-15 out the window shooting it off. Maybe they actually...
That sounds like the Second Amendment, brother. Sounds like Asmongold hates freedom.
You know what? I'm not sure if they shot it off. Maybe they were just holding it. Yeah, that sounds like the society I want to live in. Oh, the due process. Okay.
Process any of that shit?
Let's follow the due...
Yeah.
What is the due process? Oh, and by the way, do you know what one version of due process is? Invoking the Insurrection Act and doing exactly what I said. That is the due process.
I don't think he knows what due process means. Due process is not just like the process in which things are done. It's not like bureaucracy. Like that's not what due process. Yeah, he thinks he means due process, like DO. Like he thinks it means like to do he means to do the process. That's so funny. He means they're doing processes. Okay, it is the exact opposite. It is removing people's due process, right? Their rights as one, human beings, but also two, American citizens, right? In order to throw them in jail without due process. Like, you know what? Sure.
because that law is on the books and they actively are not enforcing federal law, which is a justification to invoke the Insurrection Act. Everything that I'm saying is completely within the process. I'm not inventing anything new. I'm not saying anything different. I'm saying that we should go back and do what we already did. Did Charlie get due process? No. And also, by the way, I don't really give a fuck about that.
Well, he got splattered. I'm sorry. Like, he also wasn't killed by the state. Well, depends on what state, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? He was just killed by a dude. Like, that's not like I'm sorry, that was not a violation of his due process by the state, right? Sure, you could say that allegedly Tyler Robinson violated his due process or whatever, but like, he got murdered, he got killed. Right? So like, where's his beef for every murder that happened, right? Where's his beef for a Daniel Penny, right? Who took away Jordan Neely's due process in that regard. The process was done. You know what I mean? Like, what's his beef with Derek Chauvin, who was actually killed by the state and actually did have his due process violated in a extrajudicial killing, right, by a member of the arm of the state, which is the police. That is an actual example of the state violating George Floyd's due process, right? Or Breonna Taylor or Ahmaud Arbery, right? Like, where's his beef for these people? It's like, oh, only Charlie Kirk, who was killed by a random guy and not like an arm of like law enforcement.
Either. Like, just to be very clear, if your version of due process is some random fucking parasite retard that's driving around lighting things on fire, gets 7 different court appeals, and gets to sit home on a $200 bond, then yeah, I think the due process should be changed.
So he circled back around to being against due process. He started at, you don't understand due process, right? What you're advocating for is not due process. And then he circled back around to being like, actually, nobody gets due process if I decide it. Which is ironically a violation of like the right to, like, you know, a speedy trial and the right to be judged by a jury of their peers. Like, it is a violation of their due process. Also, you have his chat saying abolish due process, which that's not really how that works, but I guess they have the right spirit, you know?
I mean, it's fucking crazy. Also, what is that fucking... Why do people listen to that fucking guy? He's fucking disgusting.
Shut up, fatty. Shut up. What are you talking about, fatty? Call me I'm disgusting? I guarantee you... Okay, here's the thing. If me and Stavros and Hassan had to walk 3 miles, at the end of those 3 miles, I don't know what Hassan eats a lot. And so he might, well, but this guy probably eats a lot too, right? He's talking about eating a whole pizza. I would smell the best out of all 3 of them.
But like, I don't want to get and use his framing because his framing is stupid. But like, Asmongold does realize that he only eats like McDonald's, right? He's like full of fast food. He has like weeks old fryer grease coursing through his veins. Like, I just like he knows he's dirty. You feel me? Like, he knows this. Like, this is a badge of honor for him. Why is he acting like he's embarrassed of this? He knows why he probably thinks he smells like roses. No, that's a lie. He knows this. He knows for a fact that he lives in a disgusting state, right? He knows that he smears teeth blood on his wall. He has a dead a rat for an alarm clock. He knows this is a part of his brand. So I don't know why he's acting like he's embarrassed by it when somebody points it out. Why didn't he just own it? He's like, yeah, I smear teeth blood on my wall. What are you going to do about it? It doesn't make sense.
I would. See, this is what happens whenever you're fat. Is that you think this is the way it is.
He was how did this happen? He looks like shit, right? He probably gets no fucking pussy. Asmongold, whatever the fuck his name is.
I don't know, man. There's clout. He's got clout.
It's really crazy to me. By the way, I think that these guys are really kind of self-reporting. So much of men that are leftists are just using it as a mating technique. They don't actually believe any of this shit. They don't even think any of this. They know it's bullshit. They just say it because...
Asmongold is getting ritually humiliated internationally. Call him Mr. Y the way he's being humiliated internationally. A YouTube vlogger with 1 million subscribers, 36 years old this year, but without a girlfriend and living alone, says he feels like something is wrong with him. He says he doesn't go to bed until 1 or 2 a.m. every night, and on the rest days, he chooses to wash his car and mow the lawn, feed the birds, and doesn't even know what to do with himself, feeling like the situation is getting worse and worse, on the verge of breaking down. This is the one who plays Warcraft. Yep, this dude is at Asmongold. That's so funny. That's so funny. I'll play it one more time.
I mean, I'm going to bed at like fucking 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I mean, this is getting bad, guys. Like, on my day off, I washed my car and I did lawn work. I fed the birds. And I'm stressing out, boys. I'm stressing out. What's going on? Like, we gotta do something about this. Like, I have to, like, I don't know. I don't know what I need to do. It's gotta be something. I gotta figure something out. Expiring? I guess so. And become a eunuch? Fuck it. I guess so. Damn, Unc got them old. I mean, I'm going to bed at like fucking 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I mean, this is...
I was like, y'all hear the bird that's outside of my room?
It's a good way to get women to like them. That's it.
Do girls suck is disgusting?
I have no idea. But
do girls suck my dick? What? What are you asking? What are you talking about that for, man? What's wrong with you?
Is that what he even likes? What does he do with his fucking...
Today we remember George Floyd, who was murdered by a former Minneapolis police officer.
Oh, they're not gonna like this one. Yeah, they're not gonna like this one at all. But anyway, so this is the reason, is that a lot of these guys view sexual approval from women to be the prime and the most important thing, and their entire personalities and existences are on the internet are
This
a
is
performance.
such funny projection, because it's like, that's what like the right wing does. Right? They're using like your ball game. Like, talking about how women are the quintessential prize that need to be captured, and centering your entire like ideology around like how well you can attract women, and if you can't attract women, this is like that's like right wing clavicular like level like looks maxing stuff, you know. And so he's saying like you proclaim to be a part of this like right wing ecosystem, but you can't even do the bare basics of like what they demand of you. It's like when people call like Ben Shapiro short, you know. They say you're short, you can't grow facial hair. It's not that like they specifically care about that, which they might, right? But it's the fact that like Ben Shapiro, right, preaches about how men have to go back to be real men, right? Bring back real men, bring back real manly men, you know? And it's just like, how can you believe that, but you can't even meet the metrics of what you define a man is? Where you say a man should be this and that and this and that. If you can't do that, right? That's hypocritical. Because I did see the clavicular post about like business owners need to pay your worker or whatever. It was fine. It was correct. I'm not looking forward to people trying to rehabilitate him from that, but like he's not incorrect on what he said.
In order to elicit that sexual approval from women. That's literally it. So yeah, I mean, I don't really like. I don't have a girlfriend right now. No, I don't. Like that.
That's what
yeah,
Jen's waiting for the prime for 10 months. Much appreciated.
Future, I will. Maybe not. I don't. This is not my whole life.
Yeah, who's graduating this year? Let me know if you're graduating this year by dropping me all of your graduation money and subs. Just give me all of it. You don't need any of it. Give me. Sorry.
There's simps, yeah.
Unless.
Just go that moment.
Why is he weighing in? He's
Why am I weighing in?
some fucking idiot that what did he stream?
Because Elon boosted the fuck out of it.
But what did he stream? How did he get
I'm gonna need it for my loans.
Is fucking
World of
Minecraft?
Warcraft.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no.
A fucking World of Warcraft guy?
Yeah.
People listen to that fucking guy can't take a fucking shower?
Yeah.
Guy,
I don't need to because I'm not fat. I don't smell bad. Fat people smell bad.
That's not how that
don't be
works.
like you. I'm telling you, I'm fat and ugly. You don't have to live like that. You just have, if you put light into the world and positivity, you'll get
Just like what you're doing right now. Yeah, light and positivity is
He's doing like the tolerant left thing. He's like, oh, so much of the tolerant left getting mad at me because I'm a Nazi. Wow, so tolerant. The tolerant left is
being okay with a bunch of people having random teen takeovers and lighting things on fire and driving around with machine guns. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that's light and positivity. I think that's retarded. It's completely unstable. And I don't know why you would even say they're so performative as usual. They are. They're performative for female approval. That's it. That's the reason why these guys do this. Take the hat off. Oh no, he's balding. He's fat and bald. Just like, listen, I'm bald, right? He's fat and bald. Maybe if I eat a lot of food, maybe I'll be fat too.
Wait, what do you want to say? Just like Hassan? What was he gonna say? He's like, just like who? Just like who?
As usual, they are. They're performative for female approval. That's it. That's the reason why these guys do this. Take the hat off. Oh no, he's balding. He's fat and bald. Just like, listen, I'm bald, right? He's.
The Carmetta is Hassan is fat. I mean, okay. He's gonna say just like me. Oh, he's gonna say just like me. He's gonna say himself. That's so funny.
Fat and bald. Maybe if I eat a lot of food, maybe I'll be fat too. I don't know.
Get sucked off.
Yeah.
Don't go into the dark.
Wait, again.
To live like that. You just have, if you put light into the world and positivity, you'll get sucked off.
Yeah.
It's all about having sex with women.
Hey, listen, Asmongold, he didn't say women. It's whatever you're into. You know what I mean? Ally. He's talking about talking to your audience. Yeah. He doesn't really get that.
Their entire worldview and everything is built around the sexual approval of women. That's it. It's kind of sad. Really?
Honestly, it's a bit misogynistic that he doesn't think that men can become leftists to have sex with men too. You know what I mean? He doesn't think that the gays can be like fake leftists too. It's almost June. Where is Asmongold's allyship? Where is Asmongold's allyship? He's still defaulting to straightness in his mind. He needs to fix that in him. He's a Nazi. What are we talking about? Under a pile of trash? True.
Don't go into the dark side with a dirty ass motherfucker.
And also, like, by the way, I don't really like talking about a lot of like relationships or girls I talk to or don't talk to or anything else. I don't like getting involved in this. It's weird. I don't need to prove anything. I don't need to indicate that women like me. It's just silly. Why would I do that? It's embarrassing.
Who doesn't even fucking shower. He doesn't know shit about what he's talking about.
See, this is the reason. See, Hassan used to be fat. Now, he might be fat. Hassan eats a lot of food. He'll probably be fat again. But right now, he's not that fat. So Hassan, like, this is the reason why showering is such a big deal to them, right? Because he might not be fat.
I'm sorry, what? I need him to run that by me one more time.
Probably be fat again. But right now, he's not that fat. So Hassan, like, this is the reason why showering is such a big deal to them, right? Because he might not be fat now, but he's trans fat. He still has the mind of a fat person. And so, like, both of them are talking about how important showering is, because to them it is. It's tremendously important.
I think everyone should shower. Maybe that's crazy to me.
Matters a lot.
Crying at the casket of a criminal scumbag who was driving fat, pointed a gun at a pregnant woman. You're lucky the Trump admin is full of pussies, or you'd be getting tried for sedition with a best.
You don't even know what sedition means, you fucking idiot.
No, that's.
I swear, if he types in, does Asmongold know what sedition means? It would be that would, if he types in what is sedition, it would be like, okay, slightly comedic. But if he types in, does Asmongold know what sedition is? That would be even funnier. That would be even funnier.
What is sedition? Sedition is the act of inciting resistance, rebellion, or insurrection against a lawful government or established authority. Key elements versus treason. So treason, and the reason why it's not treason is because he's not siding with a foreign entity. He's just siding against the state. And so I did say sedition on purpose. I said that for a specific reason. So if two or more people conspire to overthrow the government by force, oppose its authority by force, prevent execution by laws by force, seize U.S. property by force, they can face up to 20 years in prison. So I think that Mayor Frey absolutely exercised and should be tried for sedition. I think he should. I think the fact that he had his police stand down, not help, and actively promoted and incited more riots, unrest, and turmoil against the federal government and against federal law, I think that's grounds for him to be tried for sedition, as by the definition that you can see. And you can look this up on Google. You want to try another definition, you want to try something else, that's totally fine, right?
He's like, listen, as Grok said, obviously.
But at the end of the day, that's what's happening. It's not, it's not even debatable.
Authority. Don't even try. We're not even going to get into why he's incorrect and why he's wrong. You don't even need to do that. All right, we're just gonna laugh at him using Grok, and we're gonna move on.
Like, I know what sedition is. That's
why
why
I feel like, because getting into like whether or not like Mayor Frey like actually has the authority to utilize the police in the way that he did, right, is validating his argument as if it's actually meaningful and genuine. And so we're not gonna do it.
I said it. That's it. Yeah, I mean, it's sad, really. Why is he lying about your take on his subpoena? To farm sympathy? To farm sympathy and to look like a victim?
The funniest thing, like, he's gotten...
Right? But, like, he is a victim of the subpoena. Like, that doesn't change whether or not, like... that doesn't change regardless of what Hassan says about Asmongold's take on it. So like, I don't know.
So his audience is like diminishing a little bit as of late because like everything is anchored around Trump. So when Trump support, his audience is almost entirely European LARPers that
Really?
act as though they're MAGA.
Oh my God.
They're like gay little fucking dudes.
They're gay little people in Europe. Why is it wrong to be gay in Europe? Isn't it? It's crazy how whenever these are the guys that are like, this is the reason why I think I might be the only person who's progressive on Twitch. I really am. Because I think I might be. What is this here diminishing? Is my channel doing well? I don't even know. Let me see. Is it diminishing? Like I don't even like, as I said before, this is the first time I've seen my channel graph in, let's see how long. So Asmongold Shorts, so this is one channel that I'm doing. So it looks like monthly views gained. So we're going up and down. We're getting 100 million views a month. That seems pretty good. Yeah, it seems like we're doing pretty well here, guys. Look at the daily. Holy shit. $201? Oh my God. Wait, that's my biggest month ever. Wait, so I'm having my biggest month ever on this channel. Oh my God. That's insane. Wow. And also, by the way, I do think that Twitch viewership has gone down. It's gone down for everybody. And do you want to know one of the reasons why? It's because nothing's happening. Nothing's happening, and I think that's a good thing. It's a relax, and hopefully Twitch is cracking down on view botting too. It is, and I think this is good as well. They should be doing that. I have never, ever, ever based my existence or my popularity on Twitch. Never. Because the website's completely borked. I mean, Hassan yesterday had like 200,000 viewers, okay? Like, I guess Stavros has a lot of clout. He's really just that guy. And so, you know, brings him on, goes all the way up to 200K viewers, for sure, man, right? I mean, like, what are we doing here? So, am I really going to base it off of that? Why would I do that? And is this month also when he had forced, what is this year, forced vacation? Pull up Stavros data? I mean, I think he's a funny guy. He's just a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot. Like, look up the definition, look up what is due process, how is using the Insurrection Act, like, do you really want people driving around doing donuts with a massive fire circle with machine guns? No, you don't want that. You might say, oh yeah, I think it's cool, except for whenever they're outside your house at 4 a.m. and you're trying to sleep. Then you're gonna want the police to be there. So that's it. Watch jump from 30K to 30K. No, well, Hassan stressed me out yesterday. He did. I was getting back. I was like, I got back home and I was like doing some other stuff. I got my lawn mowed. I did some yard work. I got my car washed. I fed the birds. You know, I did a bunch of like little fucking stupid things, right, yesterday. Because I was like, well, I have the day off already, so I might as well just, you know, do a few other, you know, daily quests or weekly quests, right? And so then I open up Twitch and I see Hassan has like 200,000 views. I was like, oh my God, did they shoot him, right? Did they shoot Trump or something like this? I'm like, did I really miss another global event, right? Because like the last time that happened, I remember, like, I remember very clearly January 6th happened, and Hassan, I went to bed after, like, I think my stream ended early that day for some reason. I woke up, I saw Hassan had like 150,000 viewers, and I was like, I felt so stupid because I missed out on all of it, right? And so anytime that I see Hassan have a lot of viewers, I panic. And it's not because I'm worried that he's going to have more viewers than me. It's that I'm worried that I missed something really important and he was live and I didn't know about it, right? And so now I'm missing out on big news.
But I missed chat. Is he still going, by the way? He's still yapping? He uses Hassan's viewer card to figure out when world events are happening. To be fair, so do I. I'm just like chilling, and Hassan has like 50,000 viewers. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? I pop in. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Anyway, we're back.
And should be tried for sedition. I think he should. I think the fact that he had his police stand down, not help, and actively promoted and incited more riots, unrest, and turmoil against the federal government and against federal law, I think that's grounds for him to be tried for sedition, as by the definition that you can see. And you can look this up on Google. You want to try another definition, you want to try something else, that's totally fine, right? But at the end of the day, that's what's happening. It's not, it's not even debatable. Like, I know what sedition is.
That is what he's describing here is fascism. He's a very like unabashed a fascist who wants a fascism.
That's why I said it. That's it. Yeah, I mean, it's sad, really. Why is he lying about your take on his subpoena? To farm sympathy? To farm sympathy and to look like a victim?
The funniest thing, like, he's gotten, so his audience is, like, diminishing a little bit as of late, because, like, everything is anchored around Trump. So when Trump support, his audience is almost entirely European LARPers that
really
act as though they're MAGA.
Oh my God.
They're like gay little fucking dudes.
They're gay little people in Europe? Why is it wrong to be gay in Europe? Isn't it? It's crazy how whenever these are the guys that are like, this is the reason why I think I might be the only person who's progressive on Twitch. I really am. Because I think I might be. What is this here diminishing? Is my channel doing well? I don't even know. Let me see. Is it diminishing? Like I don't even, like, as I said before, this is the first time I've seen my channel graph in, let's see how long. So Asmongold Shorts, so this is one channel that I'm doing. So it looks like monthly views gained. So we're going up and down. We're getting 100 million views a month. That seems pretty good. Yeah, it seems like we're doing pretty well here, guys. Look at the daily. Holy shit. $201? Oh my God.
It's dropping views.
Wait, that's my biggest month ever. Wait, so I'm having my biggest month ever on this channel. Oh my God. That's insane. Wow. And also, by the way, I do think he
chose YouTube instead of his Twitch. How's his Twitch doing, chat? I'm not too privy. I think that's what Hassan was referring to, but
that Twitch viewership has gone down. It's gone down.
I think he's still on Twitch as well, right? Did he move the kick permanently, like fully? I don't think so. He was like live like yesterday. Yeah, he was live yesterday. There's around 30K. It seems about the same as it was before. It's like 3,500 subs. I wonder if it's because he doesn't run ads on his channel. It's like viewers don't subscribe because he doesn't run ads.
Down for everybody. And you want to know one of the reasons why? It's because nothing's happening. Nothing's happening, and I think that's a good thing. It's a relax, and hopefully Twitch is cracking down on view botting too. It is, and I think this is good as well. They should be doing that. I have never, ever based my existence or my popularity on Twitch. Never. Because the website's completely borked. I mean, Hassan yesterday had like 200,000 viewers, okay? Like, I guess Stavros has a lot of clout. He's really just that guy. And so, you know, brings him on, goes all the way up to 200K viewers. For sure, man, right? I mean, like, what are we doing here? So, am I really going to base it off of...
But... I mean, like, Asmongold said that he knows that people bought Hassan, right? Are you eating? Cracker Barrel.
Of that, why would I do that? And is this month also when he had forced, what is this year, forced vacation? Pull up Stavros data. I mean, I think he's a funny guy. He's just a fucking idiot.
What do you mean pull up Stavros
he's a
data?
fucking
Stavros is not like a, I guess he does like a YouTube podcast or whatever, but he's not like a streamer. He's a comedian.
Idiot. Like, look up the definition, look up what is due process, how is using the Insurrection Act, like, do you really want people driving around doing donuts with a massive fire circle with machine guns? No, you don't want that. You might say, oh yeah, I think it's cool, except for whenever they're outside your house at 4 a.m. and you're trying to sleep. Then you're gonna want the police to be there. So that's it. Watch jump from 30K to 30K. No, well, Hassan stressed me out yesterday. He did. I was getting back. I was like, I got back home and I was like doing some other stuff. I got my lawn mowed. I did some yard work. I got my car washed. I fed the birds. You know, I did a bunch of like little fucking stupid things, right, yesterday. Because I was like, well, I have the day off already, so I might as well just, you know, do a few other, you know, daily quests or weekly quests, right? And so I open up Twitch and I see Hassan has like 200,000 views. I was like, oh my God, did they shoot him, right? Did they shoot Trump or something like this? I'm like, did I really miss another global event, right? Because like the last time that happened, I remember, like, I remember very clearly January 6th happened, and Hassan, I went to bed after, like, I think my stream ended early that day for some reason. I woke up, I saw Hassan had like 150,000 viewers, and I was like, I felt so stupid because I missed out on all of it, right? And so anytime that I see Hassan have a lot of viewers, I panic. And it's not because I'm worried that he's going to have more viewers than me. It's that I'm worried that I missed something really important and he was live and I didn't know about it, right? And so now I'm missing out on big news. So he actually stressed me out yesterday because he had so many viewers. I was like, well, what the fuck is this? Like, did I miss something? No, it turns out he's just getting view-botted. Yeah, she's getting view-botted, right? And so this is the thing, right? And again, he didn't do that. I'm not blaming it on him. It's just what happened. And, but he bought 100K viewers. Well, good for him. These people cry all the time about following the law. Yeah. So it's just, yeah, stressed me out. As a matter of fact.
In the Netherlands were like, yeah, we are MAGA.
Oh, man. Yeah, we are MAGA. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Is Western culture, Westerns, and also, by the way, never forget the fact that Hassan went to China and he ran into my fans. Keep that in mind. Just, you know, just real quick, right? In case anybody doesn't know this, right? Someone got bought yesterday too. Who cares? Like, I mean, viewership on this website is such a fucking mirage. It is. It's so hard to tell. Twitch is changing their metrics constantly. Everybody's cheating. Everybody's view-botting. Everybody's doing this. It's so cringe. Why do you think I moved over to making content centered around YouTube? It's because I knew this website was borked. It was. It's been borked. It's been borked for a long time. Hassan's racist. It's a German accent, not a Dutch one. He just insulted me. I know, it's disgusting, isn't it? He's so disgusting. What's the point of view-botting? So you're higher up on the directory and more people see your channel. It's pretty simple. And then, like, you can make the perception that you're popular so you have other people collab with you, and it's like just a... It's just basically a...
He's not wrong about this. It's funny that Dutch isn't real. Did you know I learned this a while ago? The first slave ships to leave Africa were actually Dutch ships. The more you know. Really? Yeah. Interesting little factoid.
A cycle of malicious compliance, right? Where everybody knows it's bullshit, but they just play along with it. There's a lot of streamers that are view-botters, like... If you want to see if somebody has motion, you should look at places like Twitter, and you should look at places like YouTube. And really, I think YouTube is the best one.
You know what? I agree with Asmongold. I have motion on Twitter. I'm with them on that one. Twitter is my best platform, and I hate it so much. It's literally by far my best platform. By far. Asmongold would know. He's a fan of my Twitter. He follows me.
And I'll explain why YouTube is the best one. It's because YouTube, it's the hardest to bot without it being completely obvious, because botting your channel can have negative effects to an algorithm. So that's the reason why. So YouTube is probably the best instance. And like, you look at the comments, etc., right? Neon strategy. Yeah, I like Neon, but he is a view botter, right? He's at least getting view botted. I think we know that. TikTok's by far the most botted social platform. Yeah, definitely. Alex Jones highlighted you as a glaze yesterday. No, I didn't know that, actually. I actually somebody messaged me. I actually need to reply to them that was involved with that yesterday. I probably should have messaged him back. I met the guy randomly, like just out of nowhere, and really nice guy. I might be on their show soon, so we'll see what happens.
Wait, what show? They don't own InfoWars anymore.
And found you on YouTube. Want to see what you wanted to see you uncensored? Well, then stay on YouTube, right? You probably have more fans in Cuba than Hassan does. I mean, maybe, yeah.
Love Donald
That's
Trump.
so pathetic.
Yeah, they're all like racist Europeans.
Although that is true, I will say, I bumped into some people in Greece.
They're all racist Europeans.
Like, told them I was American, and they were like, they were mad that I believed socialist stuff. Because they were like,
Greeks are fucking.
we'll watch it.
I love that Asmongold is just watching two boys chilling, right? And it's just like, I hate this so much. Ah. You guys know of the joke between them? Yeah. Also, we're only halfway through this. Okay, there can't be more than this. Right? Apparently, he talks about Noah Samson as well. And then watches Fear and. Is this his entire stream? He watches the song more than I do. What else is he talking about here, bro?
Oh, God, it's just another one of these from over there. Oh, fuck. I thought, I guess so. And, he's Fighter 4. Half of his video is AI and Street Fighter 4.
Ethan Klein drops a series of IG stories going, Hassan's communications are like their love with Noah Samson, Idubbbz, and Frogan. Have they tried him on Snapchat? I hear he opens a lot of messages there.
Wow, I really don't even know what to say. What an interesting individual.
To be fair,
well,
Hassan doesn't respond. This is a very common thing. If you saw that anybody who's ever had communications with Hassan, you know that he does not respond. He's really, really bad at responding. And that's coming from me, and I'm even worse at responding. It's so funny, like he'll be streaming and somebody will like walk into his stream room and they'd be like, "What are you doing, Carrie?" He'd be like, "We're filming the podcast. Did you not see a bajillion messages that we sent out?" And he's like, "No." This was like, that's so funny. The news anchors BTS cooking videos. I don't know what that refers to. Like behind the scenes cooking videos, or like BTS isn't like the K-pop group. The K-pop. I still know what that refers to be fair. I don't know what cookie videos we're talking about. I have to sneeze. Oh, excuse me.
To go around and look at that probably later on today. Just ignore it, dumbass. Yeah, it's been going on for a while. And by the way, is Noah Samson using a green screen of my room? That's my room. I know my room. That is my room. Like, let me see if I can pull this up.
To be fair, I did it first when it came to Hassan. That's actually a lie because I stole it from Nandre. Nandre green screened himself in Hassan's room, and then I stole it from Nandre, green screening myself into Hassan's room. It is a funny bit. I like it. Good bit.
Look at this.
Favorite streamer. To be fair, I'm your favorite streamer.
You know what really bothers me about this is that so you had no problem taking my room and making it your room. You had no problem. But you know what's fucking disgusting about this? You got rid of the American flag out of everything. And then you added a Red Bull can. Wait, was there a Red Bull? Maybe there was a Red Bull can. Yeah, what about my American fucking flag?
He's joking, Chatter. He's joking. He's not being serious. He's not actually mad that Noah Samson stole his room. It's a bit.
What happened to that? What a piece of shit. What an absolute piece of shit.
Does Hassan even know you're coming? Dude, that channel, one of these channels, there's a bunch of them, clip me like joking about texting Hassan, and like him being slow at replying, and they said, Noah Samson begged for money and Hassan Piker brutally denies him.
Damn, that sucks. That's too bad. Wow. So he begged for money and then Hassan didn't want to give him money. Sounds a lot like Frogan and Casey Tron and Denim and all the other ones, right? Yeah, I'm starting to notice a trend.
Pause it in the middle of a sentence.
Yeah, and again, I don't know whether this guy like
Noah Samson is the clip that he's talking about is he's complaining that there's people who are clicking it out of context. You know what I mean? And saying like this channel said this thing. And Asmongold's like, well, yeah, that's why Hassan is bad. Did anybody have the full clip? I want to show the full thing. I haven't seen it either. What is this? This is not the clip. This is a different clip about BTS, apparently.
Me neither, and it baffles me. I mean, I'm sure there.
BTS themed cookie. Couldn't name one BTS song.
Me neither, and it baffles me. I mean, I'm sure they're great. Obviously, they keep winning every award and they're always trending, but I literally cannot think of one song.
Hey, Shania, this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like to start getting old. This is it. Welcome. The cream is supposed to taste like the South Korean treat called hotok, which is a brown sugar stuffed pancake that some of the band members say they ate as a kid. Does sound good, right? Cookie's wafer is BTS signature color, purple. The wafers are also engraved with one of 13 designs, which spell out a message to fans when put together, and that is Death to America, which I think is really strange. No, it's not.
What?
That is hilarious. Oh, that guy's funny. That was funny. That's hilarious. That's really funny. That is really funny. That's a really funny joke. Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
Put together, and that is
You're right. I did not expect that. I did that. I did not expect that. That was hilarious. Hold on. I have to write that. Turn up a little bit.
To fans when put together, and that is Death to America, which I think is really strange. No, it's wafers are also engraved with one of 13 designs which spell out a message to fans when put together, and that is Death to America, which I think is really strange. No, it's not.
Why would you say that?
Things could really, someone just now tuned in, Jamie.
Other designs feature some of the members' names and BTS like.
That was really funny. That was really funny. That was hilarious. Oh my goodness. That is one of the funniest things I've seen from an actual like news anchor. He nailed that, bro. He nailed that. That was so good. That's so messed up. What are the comments saying? Oh, they're putting like copy pasta. Isn't this defamation? Racism isn't funny? Why would he say that? I'm sorry, that was crazy. That was I genuinely did not expect that. Bro, I thought it actually spelled out a message, bro. I thought it legitimately spelled out a message. I was like, oh, what message did it spell out? And then he said it so earnestly.
Spell out a message. Purple. Wafers are also engraved with one of 13 designs which spell out a message to fans when put together, and that is Death to America, which I think is really strange. No, it's not.
Why would you say that?
That is insane. That's crazy. That is craziness. But it's so absurd that it's honestly hilarious. It's like, to be fair, the lady is correct. Why would you say that? Like, I don't know what came over him in that moment to be like, that's what I'm going to say. That's wild. That's wild. But I will say sorry to the BTS dance. It was kind of funny. It doesn't mean it wasn't acceptable. And obviously, he shouldn't have said it. But like, that is crazy. That is rid of a son possessed him. That is genuinely, that's crazy. And I think you'll probably, to be fair, I don't think it's an acceptable thing to say, obviously. It's not fair to the members of BTS, but from an outside perspective, not being a BTS fan or whatever, right? It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
I'm starting to notice a trend. Yeah, and again,
I'm sorry. Okay. Focus up. Stop. Focus. You condemned, but that was very funny. Yeah. When American media got mad at Stavros saying Iraqi soldiers who did torture were evil. I do remember this, yes.
The guy who has Americans of all stripes galloping like drunken horses, now at the center of a raging controversy. We're talking, of course, about Psy, the South Korean rapper behind the Gangnam Style dance craze. It has now come out that in his younger days, Psy engaged in some vitriolic anti-Americanism. This news comes just as he's about to perform for the president. And ABC's Mohammed Leela is here with the story. Mohammed, good morning.
Well, good morning, Dan. Psy and his team were in full damage control this morning after revelation.
Yes, we were. we were actually literally just watching this. We're 25 minutes in.
As you say, of a shocking anti-American performance several years ago. It comes just one day before he's scheduled to perform at a special Christmas concert with President Obama and his family in attendance.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
He's the star creator of the most watched YouTube video of all time and the dance that swept the nation, Gangnam Style. Now, Korean rapper Psy is fighting off controversy. It has to do with this. In 2004, after a Korean missionary was killed in Iraq, Psy performed at a protest concert, singing along to another band's song called Dear American, including these lyrics. Kill those bleeping Yankees who've been torturing Iraqi captives. Kill their daughters, mothers, daughters-in-law, and fathers.
If you were sitting around making up horrible things that a pop star could say that would get them in trouble, you'd have a hard time coming up with worse things than this.
But it turns out Psy is no stranger to...
Wait, are we just gonna skip over the whole, like, torturing Iraqi captors and killing a missionary? We're gonna skip past that part?
Controversy. After 2 Korean students were killed in an accident with a U.S. tank, he performed at a concert where he smashed a model U.S. tank in response. For Psy, it's a PR nightmare. He's made millions of dollars from Gangnam Style, becoming so popular, he headlined this year's American Music Awards, made a video with Heidi Klum. He's even appeared...
But have you considered that he smashed a U.S. model tank? So, who's really the enemy?
On Ellen and The View and even The Tonight Show in front of American servicemen and women. Remarkable for someone whose breakout video isn't even in English. Now he's distancing himself from the controversy, saying in a statement, "The song I was featured in from 8 years ago was part of a deeply emotional reaction to the war in Iraq and the killing of 2 Korean schoolgirls that was part of the overall anti-war sentiment shared by others around the world at that time. I will forever be sorry for any pain I've caused by those words."
I mean, I don't even think he needed the last part, to be fair. Like, everything he said up to that point is true. I shouldn't have apologized, not gonna lie. No, I never talk about whether or not somebody should or should not apologize. Right? I don't think it's my place. If somebody feels the need to apologize, and that's up to them. But I will say that I think that's, you know, I don't think what he did was, you know, as impactful as people made it out to be. Right? And it loses the context of the way that American empire you know, commits war crimes overseas. And this media spot kind of demonstrates that perfectly. But, like, the fact that he feels he needs to apologize to save his career does suck, and it is bad. But, like, if somebody truly feels like they want to apologize for something, that's their prerogative. And I'm never someone to be like, don't apologize. That's not my place.
I don't know whether this guy, like Ethan, is suing him. I have no idea why or anything else. Oh, here's Destiny about the same thing.
Spooky shit.
Oh, this is the clip. I have to show you this clip. Oh my God. Let me see if I can pull this up. Because after
all... Is this where the Stavros part ends? Yeah, now he just talks about this Fear Ant clip and then talk about... So, like, the Stavros part ends like 30 minutes earlier. He just keeps going. Anyway, yada, yada, yada. Yada, yada, yada. Something, something Fear Ant.
Oh, that's a year after.
Yada, yada, yada. Cuba.
Probably.
Yada, yada, yada. This is why the Vita's good. Yada yada yada. Anyway, that's Asmongold. This is so insane. That's a crazy thing. That's the Asmongold situation. Excuse me. You see, Hassan is one of just Asmongold the chat who doesn't even think about Hassan. True. True indeed. But you know what I think about? Top of the hour ad break. Ads will come at the top of the hour. I will run a bajillion of them. And you will see them all. Unless you subscribe. That you should subscribe. Mischief News, kind of funny it happened to him now. Oh, he's washed. He posted a video 2 days ago that got 4,000 views on a 1 million subscriber channel. Insanely washed, completely washed. I did not see the Patagonia thing, no. Turbo support? I'll take it. I do want to get into this phase video as well, and then we'll get into some gaming later. I need to do my contractually obligated Marvel Rivals spot. So I'm going to pay for myself through school, chat.
Phase should be a talent management business. It was not the answer. Me personally, like, I funded it, lost $7 million in 2025.
I wonder what could have cost him $7 million.
Yeah, I'm good. Yo, they're going. So 1, 2, 3 monitors.
A camera.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bear bricks. The subathon award that you can never get back. Damage here. Damage here. Damage here.
Yeah, maybe that's why. For years, kids have dreamed of becoming big in the content creation space, teaming up with a collective of like-minded individuals, and then forming some sort of content and streaming group. But year after year after year, failed attempt after failed attempt after failed attempt, that bubble keeps getting burst. But this time it was supposed to be different. When Matt Kalish took over the FaZe organization and decided to financially back it.
This is what I'll say as well, chat. Slightly tangentially related. When I move to my new apartment, I'm going to get me a setup like this. I will be making like short form snippet content daily. Maybe even on a new channel, who knows? Not short porn. Well, visual lighting is back. Maybe. I still have the lights. They're in my closet.
People thought that FaZe was safe. FaZe was back. The numbers reflected it. The vibe reflected it. Everything reflected it except for the balance book. Matt Kalish exposed how detrimental it is for somebody to take on this as an endeavor and ultimately ushered in a warning saying that this type of content creation, group style, talent management can no longer exist in the space. But during his interview, I do think that he said a couple of things that the core boys can take advantage of and work in their favor. And I definitely want to talk about it. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe.
Why do they call themselves core again?
Subscribe button, it's gonna go a long way for the channel. Join my group, join our group here at O-Block. We can become the newest group channel in the community. Now, back into the video. For years, a content house was supposed to be the ultimate cheat code in content creation. You get a bunch of like-minded individuals together who make similar content to you, force them into a mansion, give them access to cameras, chaos, friendship, dramas, parties, and streams, and the content should pay for itself. Millions of views should magically appear, and for a while, it actually worked for the FaZe clan. They became one of the biggest groups in the internet, full stop.
And the streamer award goes to FaZe clan.
All right, first thing, I want to say thank you to anyone who voted.
Create, own, run everything. I feel like they were kind of just fishing for a an acronym. About FaZe, have you covered the Jason and Maya debacle? Yeah, I covered it yesterday.
For us,
create, own, fall off.
This year we did our second ever subathon.
I've been a part of this for almost 15 years now, y'all, a part of FaZe, and I think I can confidently say this is the most proud I've ever been of where FaZe is at. Everybody on the stage.
Listen, God is great, God is good. All glory be to God. FaZe up, man.
And while they were seeing success out in
why is he dressed like a mob boss?
The main front, behind closed doors, the people who were punching the numbers and crunching the numbers were panicking very badly. Some would say that eventually the FaZe clan would go through some of the same tropes that other content houses went through. The creativity slowing down, the friendships started to fall apart, the streams become repetitive. And then suddenly these giant mansions started to look.
I think the only thing I've seen from Peaky Blinders was this dude who had a gun to his head, he was screaming. That's it. That's all I've seen from Peaky Blinders. That one meme.
Less like dream homes and more like prison cells for content creators to just pump out content. Now, this situation is similar to like when you go out with your friends at a restaurant, everybody's drinking, having a good time, ordering all the foods, all the appetizers and everything like this. But there's somebody that's looking at how much we're spending and saying, hey guys, we should probably slow down. They're checking the numbers while nobody else cares. The person who was looking at the bill in question was Matt Kalish. Just last December, when everybody left the organization, Matt Kalish took to Bloomberg to say in an article that the current financial structure of FaZe is unsustainable. He gave the influencers who operated from a multi-million-dollar Los Angeles mansion the option to go independent or sign deals with Hardscope. He ended talks with them last week and plans to continue on without them. He'd also claimed that he invested $10 million over the past 18 months to expand the content creators' careers. But what really stuck out to me is the concept that it was unsustainable. This is a group who pulls in tons of views, tons of numbers, all these different things, and it doesn't make sense how there's not.
Yeah, but the money is going to them though. This is kind of the issue with like the way FaZe operated, is that they weren't taking a cut of the subs or the ads. And that's good and all well and good and stuff until you realize that, you know, it's not like Ron and Jason and Lazy are going to be paying to fix the window. Right? And the very idea that maybe they should, after destroying the house, they scoff at. So of course they're going to lose money. Yeah, maybe they don't pull as many viewers as the few counts suggest. No, that's true as well. They are botting. They're all botting. Right? But they are still pulling in millions of dollars. That's true. Except that that money is going to their pockets to fund like their new endeavors, like to fund the sports cars and to fund the trips and the travel and all the jewelry and all that stuff, right? It's not going to back into the ecosystem, right? It's like essentially working as a part of a worker co-op, but when you get paid, like when the money comes in, you split it like 5 ways and then you all just go out and buy stuff without first setting some money aside for the betterment of the co-op and then splitting the rest 5 ways, right? What you should do is be like, okay, we have a worker co-op, we have 5 people in the worker co-op, right? We have 50% of our revenue, which goes to expenses and like goes to like, you know, the betterment of the entire co-op itself. And the other 50% is split 5 ways. So instead of getting 20% of the 100%, you're only getting 10% because 50% of that 100% is going towards the betterment of the entire group. FaZe wasn't doing that, right? All the money that the members brought in, they were keeping. But on top of that, they were causing extra costs for the FaZe organization. So FaZe just kept hemorrhaging money. Do they not have accountants? Well, this was like, that was before they got picked up by Hardscope, right? They probably did have accountants, but why would they listen to the accountants, bro? They're the talent, right? They're the people. They're the people bringing in the money. They're looking out for themselves. So it was unsustainable in that way.
Not any money involved. But we finally got to hear from the horse's mouth himself, and I can start to see why this whole situation was something that they both needed to separate from.
Cost of buying FaZe Clan was about, off the public market, buying out the shareholders and all that was $30 million or so. You know, the company was losing at $1.3 million a month. Got that cut down to about $1 million a month of loss. Things I thought, yeah, we're in a pretty decent spot up until maybe the summertime. And my experience with it was there was no kind of opportunity there to turn it into a real business under this talent management model, let's just say. Ricky, I think, cared a lot, did everything he could to get engagement from a lot of the, the former talent, the new up and comers. But at the end of the day, FaZe was kind of like a talent charity, right? It was money getting spent on housing, production, this, that, all this stuff was a kind of one-way door.
Matt Kalish would claim that the whole business model of the FaZe clan, as far as talent management, will.
I don't feel bad for that guy though. That's what FaZe always was, right? You took a risk spending your money on something as a capital owner. The risk didn't pay off. That's an L. And he has to hold that L. You know what I mean?
Go is not sustainable. It's not working. He would double down by saying, at one point in time, they were giving out shit tons of money. And from everything that he said, I can totally understand what he's talking about. But this is where, in my opinion, it becomes FaZe Banks' fault. Walk with me. Matt Kalish is coming in under the assumption that FaZe Clan is a household name. It has Bronny James's talent.
They wouldn't just exploited the talent. No, for sure. They would have done that. They're capital owners or capitalists, right? They're just mad that the talent exploited them before they could exploit the talent, right? That is true. Yeah, they could have done more product placement and sponsored events. That would not have paid for it. I hate to be the one to tell you. They were doing that. They didn't pay for it. They were losing too much money, right? Because they weren't even just losing operating costs, chat. They were destroying the house they lived in. They were paying like rent for housing, right? Tens of thousands of dollars a month for housing, and then they have to pay for the upkeep of the house. Like Ron is not paying to like replace his doors, right? He calls up FaZe because it's not his house. He calls up FaZe because FaZe is buying the house, and he gets FaZe replaces the doors. So when his sub money comes in, it goes into his pockets. FaZe is replacing the doors. FaZe is replacing the windows, right? All of that stuff, right? Legal fees, lawyers, retainers, and paying all the FaZe staff, the ones that were still there at this point, right? It's all coming out of expenses from FaZe's pocket, but they had no money coming in, right? And the problem is that they can't do sponsored events and product placement because the contract that they had with the members didn't allow for them to do that. Sponsors wouldn't touch them. That's not even entirely the case. There would be some sponsors who would have touched them. However, the talent had no obligation to do those events. They didn't need to do any shoots. There's nothing in the contract saying that they need to do shoots, right? The contract essentially was just like, hey, you're a part of the FaZe brand or whatever. They weren't taking a cut of any money, right? They weren't obligated to do like one shoot a week or whatever. They kind of get to do whatever they want to with a slush fund. That's kind of a failure part on the management. Is that if you are doing a talent agency, you have to get the talent under some sort of obligations to help fund the thing. You know what I mean? It's like being a boss and then hiring a bunch of employees, but just never scheduling your employees to work. And then you're surprised when you're losing money. Right? You're like, whoa, my Chick-fil-A has no workers, so we're never open. And we keep losing money. But the employees just always come in and use their employee discount to come get food. That's kind of what it is. And it's not the employee's fault in that case, because you didn't do what you were supposed to do as a boss to set that up. You should have said, if I'm hiring you, these are your obligations, these are what you're responsible for, right? And these are the perks you'll get in return. Nobody did that for the FaZe boy. FaZe Banks didn't do that. None of the OG FaZe people did that. They kind of were just like, hey, come join this small collective group. You can do whatever you want to, and it's super fine and awesome. And that's how the FaZe boys operated. And so you can't be mad at them when that's what they were doing. Really, the only way to make money from this model was to phase it out, pun intended, start replacing the lower number talent with newer talent and get those new talent worse contract on the guise of rookie member talent, or what they ended up doing, basically just doing a hard stop, being like, hey, either you sign with us under this new management deal or you leave. And they all left. And that's what happened. If FaZe as a middleman wasn't there, they would have been done sponsorship deliverables because there's an immediate consequence when they don't get paid. Yeah. But like, they did sponsorships for themselves. Right? This is why talent management is such a iffy business, because there's no way to really do it without like taking a cut anyway. You're going to be exploiting people. Right? But you're supposed to be able to provide benefits that the talent wouldn't have originally. And these are kids that were already pulling in like 10,000 viewers, right? On their own without your help. So why would they need you? It was never going to work out. It's shocking to me that how little they I care about stream space anymore. It used to matter so much in my head. I mean, because all these people suck. Shouldn't have rented homes and should have built like a studio, kind of how Big Brother the other shows are. But the problem is that like, that's just kind of what you did. You know, you bought a house, you made a content house together. Kind of what you did. Like that's kind of what the Hype House was before it failed.
Has all these audiences and eyeballs as talent. It's something there. But FaZe Banks is convincing him that in order for this new iteration to thrive and succeed, that we need to dump a bunch of money into it. We need houses, we need cameras, we need all this equipment, we need high-speed internet to the maximum value. We need cars, we need clothes, we need trips, we need all of these different things in order for these guys to make the content go. Now, the reason why this is FaZe Banks' fault is because he's playing the middle ground with Matt Kalish and the boys. In this situation, he's telling the boys, hey y'all, I've got an opportunity. We're gonna make dope content. You don't gotta sign over anything. We'll worry about the financials a little bit later, but right now we're just gonna make the dopest stuff in the world. Don't worry about it. And on the other end, he's telling the CEO, Matt Kalish, that, yo, if you just dump a bunch of money into this, there's gonna be a way to reap the benefits and rewards of whatever we're doing here. Just continuously fund this. Look at all these eyes, look at all these views. It's working out perfectly fine. Never once is he sitting down and having a real conversation about the realities of, hey, this guy is pouring in a shit ton of money into you guys, and you guys need to pay him back in some real intangible way, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Now, you're probably asking yourself, well, didn't they have an idea as to how they were going to make money? Didn't they say that they were going to do like some sort of 80-20 split in order to, you know, recoup any of these funds and investments? Matt Kalish steps out there and refutes any and every claim about that type of split.
I think the speculation was that you guys tried to sign them to some kind of 360 deal where it's like, we'll take 20% of all your money and you get to be in something like this. Is this not what happened?
Call in anyone and ask them if they got shown a deal to give them 20% of their money.
This is what the internet thinks, right?
It's fake, man. That's fake.
So you just don't think.
So say what it was. I don't believe him. If that's the case, he should say what the deal was. Also, letting him think for the 18 months, by the way. Him being like, what? That's crazy. What? That doesn't really read as honest to me. All right, so yeah, maybe you weren't trying to take 20% of all of their money. Maybe you're trying to take 20% of some of their money. Show the deal. Show what the actual letter of the deal is. It doesn't matter now. They're already gone.
I think that there was a way to get money out of it, but I'm sure.
Yeah, call like Swag. Ask Swag if he was ever asked for anything. Ask Your Rage if he was ever asked for anything. Do you know what I'm saying?
Now, I believe he said that in order to protect himself and his company, but also make sure that the conversation is squared on one thing and one thing only. The reason why FaZe was running into all of the losses that they were running into and potentially will run into in the future.
Leave TSM? I'm pretty sure it was TSM, not FaZe. It was so long ago though, so I could be misremembering. TSM is also washed. 100 Thieves is also washed. They're all failing. Like literally, they are all failing. There's no good content org that exists that is actually like thriving. It's a failing business model. It just doesn't work now. It was FaZe, was it? It was just settlement. I thought Tfue was a part of TSM. Maybe I'm tripping. Let's see. Like, this is what TSM is doing. You know what I mean? 2,000 views 4 months ago. 7K, 22K, 2K, 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 1.8K, 3.6, 3.9K.
Fringe Games just subscribed.
Like
Phaser
they went
basically
all
got
in on
Chad's
like
right,
esports stuff,
and Fike only adapt is the not obviously stupid
and it's
one.
just nothing, right? You got 100 thieves. Man. Right? 5,000 views. Right? 14K. 5.6K. 2 months ago, Mario Galaxy, they met with the Mario Galaxy cast getting 58K. Right? This one did like numbers with 600K. Right? But like, they have 1.5 million subscribers, and their actual content gets nothing. OTV, we did this before as well. OTV is one of the only groups that are still doing stuff, but even then, they're like close to retirement. Right? I think Jody, John, and Sydney, and I think a few more people like left LA to move to like Washington. They're not even like a coherent group anymore, so they're still doing stuff, right? But like, they're on their way out, right? But at least they get views. Right? But like, or just they're just not a thing anymore, right? They're not they're not as big as they were during COVID, and that's a reality that I think this guy, whatever he is, this guy thought that he could make a quick buck off of like buying the dip, and he didn't realize the dip is still still dipping, and still dipping, and still dipping, and he made a bad decision. Grip on the rise, F slur.
Ever asked for anything? Ask your rage if he was ever asked for anything. Ask you.
Eventually will run into in the future was because of one thing and one thing only: the new iteration, the content house, and how much money they were dumping into the entity.
Literally all the losses were really just tied to one thing, which was the content house. The streamer content house lost $7 million a year. And so the conversation was like, all good, but that endless funding is not going to continue into the future. So we can either come up with a way to make it sustainable, or just say, let's be independent, like work on projects. You know what I'm saying? Like work on projects you want to work on. If there's some overlap, great. I don't think FaZe is anything but like forever. I just think the model was broken and it ran out of people willing to continue to lose money funding a model that had basically no revenue.
Ooh, and that's a tough pill to swallow. But ultimately, I can see how that's true. As I look through past FaZe videos and the way that they treated the house, handled the house, and handled different opportunities and stuff like that, it makes total sense. They would host firework wars in which they would straight up destroy not only just the house, but the equipment involved, people's cars, people's clothes, all these different things. And I'm almost for certainly sure that—
I don't know how to describe this, but the orgs feel like some streamer influencer version of nepotism. Like you gotta know a guy, it doesn't matter if you're entertaining. No, that's 100% what it is. That's just how the streaming space is. But like, the streaming space has been on a decline for a while. Like, think about this, chat. Who is a up and coming streamer in your mind in recent times, last few months? The most recent one that I can think of is Clavicula. Does that make sense? And even then, he was AstroTurfed past few months, right? Since the beginning of the year. They're not doing like it's not a thing anymore. Like a streamer or on Twitch, streamer in general. FD, I don't know. FD's already big on YouTube. Tony's a decent one. Yana's already kind of growing last year as well. But sure. Marlon's further in the past. That's last year. Right? Faithful Sheriff. Okay. But that kind of demonstrates it. The space is different. Right? The space is different now. It's not as like I don't know how to describe it. It's hard to describe. It is Burt Peanut, to be fair. No, Burt Peanut was last year, Chad. Burt Peanut around this time was blowing up. Does that make sense? Marlon around this time was blowing up last year. Right? There's no equivalent of that this year. There's no new crop of streamers. There's no like new. You know what I mean? Dean the Great. Isn't it like DEN? Even that guy's like, I see him being is he the guy that got slapped multiple times? Chad the Builder. Well, he's in jail now. So maybe he was the next big thing. Now he's in jail. Yeah? LOL. But yeah, that's kind of the problem. Is that like it just doesn't. There's new gaming focused streamers, not much in the IRL chatting spheres. I mean, are there? Like, are there really? Like, are there really new gaming focused streamers? Doja Cat? Drawing is up and coming true. Yes, I saw the clavicular thing. Please stop bringing it up because I don't want to talk about clavicular positively ever in my life. Okay, so felt like the last one. I mean, no, there were others. You had like Nina, what's her face? The what was her name? Let's just start. Let's start. Yet another sexual assault on Twitch, this time by streamer Nina. Daddy is back. Nina Lynn. People. What's her name? Nina Lynn. Yeah. This was last year, by the way, chat. This was last year. But there's not really that now. Streaming is not growing anymore. Like I had 1,800 subs this time, bro. I had almost 2,000 subs, bro. I'm washed now. Adam Mockler low key? Not really. Maybe I should put my total subs back up to a million. Maybe that's the problem. Hold on. Let me cook.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Shank. I live as a capitalist, okay? I live what I believe.
Kali Yoga GRL just subscribed.
I was about to go get the Henny. Wow. Easy. Kyle go there for the 11 months. Also Fringe Games thank you for the 3 months. And Quantifallible thank you for the 5 gifted subs. We're hitting 1 million today. We're hitting 1 million today. But how do I get I want that back. How do I get that back? Hold on. I don't know. I think that's fine. Pass off sexual assault on men like they don't matter. They do. So first, I'm going to show you the actual assault. You change the number at the top. Oh, you're right. You change that back too. Back to my roots. Easy. TwitchCon happening. TwitchCon is happening. I'm not going, but it's happening apparently. Yeah. Okay, let's get back to
the responsibility was supposed to be put back onto
because
the
nobody else is going either. It's the same. It's the same problem. Like streaming, the space is kind of cooked, and Twitch, like specifically, is also cooked. Only watching EU TwitchCon.
owners of the company. And it's not like we have no reason to not believe what Matt Kalish is saying.
I have a hot take, chat. You want to hear my hot take? High school taking gummy. No, it's actually a hot take. I don't really like Jack's films. It's like, you know, the certain people are just like, they just have a bad. He hasn't done anything explicitly like to bring up my ire. But it kind of feels like Hank Green to me, and I'm just not a fan.
Here because we heard how the FaZe guys reacted once they had left the group and just became the boys at this point before they became the core boys. We saw their reactions to the bills that they received once management saw that they were no longer.
I don't really know much about the Cyberwolf stuff. I know the Cyberwolf kind of sucked, but who knows? It's just the vibe.
We're gonna re-up and had to find a way to get some sort of dollars and cents out of them. The reactions on their faces and the commentary around it let me know that, yeah, there was massive funding going in, but no money coming back out.
No shot. Huh? We're not even with them anymore.
I mean,
brother, how do I... 4th of July party, 5 grand? Minecraft stream, 22 grand. What? Floor repairs, 300 grand. I'm not answering. I'm not in that anymore.
I don't even got 15K to my name, bro. I've been living off the last 7K. Obviously, I'm not complaining because $7,000 in the bank account is still like, I'm not broke, but nigga, Drew's making more than me.
So the business was muddy from the beginning.
Like, I don't know, like, it's hard for me to have sympathy for them as well, because like they were destroying the house. They were destroying the house. I also say there's no reason Silky should have $7,000. I'm telling you, right? There is absolutely no reason Silky should have only 7K to his name. There's no reason he should have less than $10,000 in his bank account. I would go as far as to say there's no reason he should have less than $20,000 in his bank account. Literally. There's absolutely no reason why they should not just have that like liquid. At least. Right? But they were destroying the house. They were. We saw it. They were destroying their new house. Like they haven't even learned, and they're still doing it. I'm trying to find it. This is what it was. Lacey completely crashed out as a cameraman after all of his streaming equipment got locked inside of a room just 30 minutes before his flight to Vegas. He ended up destroying the door to get in, leading to a $2,000 repair bill for the imported Germany-made doors. I don't know how much of this is real, how much of this is a skit, but they're doing the same thing. They're doing the exact same thing.
What the fuck were you thinking? Putting all this string equipment in the same fucking room? Why? Why?
Dad, it's working. You're
No, that just puts a hole in the door,
yeah,
bro.
but is it hollow in the middle or no?
Alright, let me put... Oh, yeah, GG.
Oh my god, we did it.
Go ahead, bro. You unlock it.
Wait, what if you broke the handle though? What if it doesn't work?
Oh, shit. Oh my god.
Oh my god. So the good news is the doors are from Berlin, Germany. And the door frames are also from Berlin, Germany. So the door is gonna cost about $2,000.
Not bad at all.
But the door frame would have costed $8,000.
Oh.
See, bro, so you're good too.
So Drew, that's good news, bro, because that means only $2,000 is gonna take out of your paycheck.
I didn't close the door.
Well, you put all the equipment in
Oh,
your room.
guys.
And I got home, went to bed.
Guys, you're about.
Anyway, and so he responded apparently. Here.
Segment? Hand washing segment?
We could, yeah, just throw some slop. W fucking door in the chat.
New door. Yep.
What the fuck?
Yo, I want to say, everybody was so fucking mad about this door shit. I got it fixed literally the next morning. I had a worker come and fix the
Same
door.
exact door, by the way.
It is. It's the exact same one.
Got the same door.
But people on Twitter are so sensitive. They were so mad. They're like, I don't know why these kids are just breaking shit. Brother, it's not my fault.
Why do you have fucking dog shit in here? What is that?
I don't know.
Again, same person who was like, what? $3,000? I'm not paying that. Repair bill, I'm not paying that. Same person, by the way.
We're not even with them anymore. Brother, how do I... 4th of July party, $5,000? Minecraft stream, 22 grand. What? Floor repairs, 300 grand. I'm not answering.
Like, we saw them breaking down stuff, right? And they're doing the exact same thing. Right? Exact same thing. After leaving FaZe. You know what I mean? That's why I don't feel bad for these people either. Right? Because, like, they were doing this times 20 at the FaZe house. Of course, you're going to be charged for the repair of that kind of stuff, right? We saw them, like, destroying the entire house. Here.
I wonder what could have cost him $7 million.
Yeah, I'm good.
Like, so when you're like, oh, FaZe is running out of money. Why is FaZe losing money? Like, I wonder why. And then bringing that to this.
Brother, how do I... 4th of July party, $5,000? Minecraft stream, 22 grand. What? Floor repairs, 300 grand. I'm not answering. I'm not in that anymore.
I don't even got 15K to my name, bro. I've been living off the last 7K. Obviously, I'm not complaining because $7,000 in the bank account is still like, I'm not broke, but nigga, Drew's making more than me.
So the business was muddy from the beginning. The model never worked, and the only person that knew all of this was FaZe Banks, who was trying to play the middle ground, leaving the boys at the end of the contract to look stupid in the light, and for Matt Kalish to have to come out and basically say that, yeah, he kind of got scammed from the onset. And now, after the whole situation, the boys can kind of sit back and understand where Matt is coming from and agree to him to some extent that the model was flawed.
A lot of money was being lost on us. Clearly, the whole model of it was just completely flawed from the beginning. And I'm to be honest, $7 million a year, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to be losing, straight up. So obviously completely understand.
But make no mistake, I myself nor the new core boys are dummies when it comes to all of this. Matt Kalish and FaZe Banks are business people at the end of the day. So a lot of those numbers are going to be inflated. The most interesting part of the interview that Matt Kalish did, and you can potentially chalk it up to being short, is the fact that he left out key details about
the AMP antics to an extent, but it's not sustainable when they're supposed to know that. Yeah, but also AMP is basically a worker co-op. Like, for all intents and purposes, AMP is a worker co-op. AMP members are like the people who are a part of the decision-making processes, right? They use their money to like buy these things. For the FaZe boys, they were talent. And FaZe was an agency. It was a different structure of how they were set up. Right? So AMP, when they break something, they're like, okay, I break this, I'm gonna have to pay for it in the future. FaZe is like, I'll break this, and then FaZe will pay for it at some point in the future, or whatever. That's why it's slightly different.
where the dollars that were actually coming in were going. Where were the sponsors going? Where were all of the finances and dollars and cents that were being associated with
AMP is effectively a co-op. I don't think they're like officially a co-op, but it's effectively a co-op, right? The members, like, when they they're not a company that's owned privately and then employs AMP members. AMP members, when they do events and content or whatever, they do the content together. Right? Like KSI's group? Yes, like the Sidemen, effectively. The Sidemen is also more of a co-op structure than like FaZe is. Because really, the FaZe boys do not have enough sense of responsibility to be part of a worker co-op. I don't even agree with this, right? They are people, right? They understand what benefits them. The point of having a co-op is that you are more likely to care about what you are producing if you have a stake in it. And that also applies to the FaZe boys, right? They would care more about, like, a perfect example is like Lacey replaced this door himself. He destroyed it, but then he replaced it. He doesn't have that, that like, oh, it's not mine. Why would I care about this? It's not mine. Not my house. I'm not paying for it. Right? We can break the windows and it's fine. We can destroy stuff. It's not my stuff, right? That's why it's slightly different. It's supposed to make you care more about your labor and your output because you have a stake in it. You have a say in it. Right? I can understand why they didn't care about it when they didn't have a say in it. It's not theirs. Right? They didn't own the house. They were just basically talent. Because I felt shame about people criticizing them. That might be part of it, sure.
with the FaZe name being brought in. He makes it seem like the only money that was being dealt was going out and there was nothing ever going in. And I see through that. You as a viewing audience see that. And also, I do believe that the boys that were associated with FaZe were also seeing that as well.
I just think the team that was built around the new FaZe and the new structure of FaZe, it kind of failed in a sense of when you have a group of individuals who combined average like 150K concurrent viewers and your biggest sponsor was it 4Loko? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like if the biggest sponsor that we have to show for is 4Loko, I just think the marketing team and the overall like whatever structure they built around all of us was just bad.
You know, there was a lot of employees, a lot of people that were getting paid on top of, you know, our house and stuff like that. So I don't know, bro. I mean, I feel like it worked out for the best in both ways, right? FaZe doesn't have to pay $7 million for us anymore a year. And we as a group found a way to function and run our own organization without paying $7 million a year. You know, we're paying for our house, and God bless to all the fans and all the supporters, because our YouTube channel is doing phenomenal and gonna cover the house.
We can smell that BS from a mile away. Jason the Ween had to literally fight back and hold himself from like exposing the fact that there was some pee in the pool and lies coming from Matt Kalish. It's actually pretty disgusting.
But I'm sure.
Call like Swag. Ask Swag if he was ever asked for anything. Ask Your Rage if he was ever asked for anything. Ask, do you know what I'm saying? Literally all the losses were really just tied to one thing.
I deadass don't know what I can say and can't say, what I can say and what I can't say.
But what I will say about Matt's interview is that he brought up an extremely good point. The route is to go independent, right? The route is to build your own and be your own boss.
They wanted to have their own individual projects. And that's the insight. Like, that's the whole insight, is that's a fucked up business model. That's why it doesn't exist now anymore. That's why explicitly FaZe is not in talent management ever again. Like, that's over. People are going to want to work on their own projects. What did Lacey do?
Did you guys?
Keyboard,
But did you guys?
thing?
Yeah. Did you guys
You know,
want
he wants to do that on his own. He doesn't want to have like some company come in. Like FaZe told me I have to promote my tap caps. He's like, fuck that. I want to make tap caps with my homies and promote it on my channel. Like, that's where the meta is at. And so I think the business.
Oh wow, the talent wants to actually own their stuff without paying a middleman. That's crazy. Yeah, he's not wrong though. Like, that's why I said it doesn't work. Right? It doesn't work. When you're dealing with these multimillionaires, why would they need you? They don't need you. Right? They don't need you. And so that's why I said it's always going to fail. That's why 100 Thieves is failing, right? Because one, it is inauthentic. Even if you had Lacey be like, oh, FaZe told me to what's it called? FaZe told me to promote tap caps or whatever. That would feel inauthentic. And it feels way more authentic if it's like something that they're doing themselves. You know? FaZe didn't have the viewership like OTV did. Not even. FaZe didn't create content like OTV did. OTV stipulated for their members they have to do shoots. They have to do shoots. Like, you're going to be at this shoot at this time because that's what your contract says. FaZe didn't say that because they didn't have any contracts. Or not contracts that are like that. At least. They were like, you are a part of the FaZe name and brand, right? So that means you get all the perks and have no responsibilities, basically. And then this Hearthstone guy came in and was like, okay, time to get you on our contract. And they were like, no, thank you. And they left. Which is their prerogative to do. They have a right to do it. That's it. That's it. That's literally it. And so he wants them to be available for exploitation. And they were like, nah, we'd rather do our own thing. Right? And that's exactly what happened. But I'm going to say this now. I don't see like the new core thing being very sustainable. I mean, I haven't seen their YouTube channel. You can check. Oh no, sorry. 4. They're doing well so far for the first 5 videos. Right?
This is our $5 million car collection!
But like, is it sustainable is the question. Is this sustainable? I don't think so. I mean, we literally just saw Silky say that he only has $7,000 to his name. We just saw that, right?
I'm not complaining because $7,000 in the bank account, $15K to my name.
I'm not answering. I'm not in that anymore.
I don't even got $15K to my name, bro. I've been living off the last $7K. Obviously, I'm not complaining because $7,000 in the bank account is still like, I'm not broke.
To be fair, this may be old. This may be old, but
nigga, Drew's making more than me.
So the business was muddy from the beginning. The model never worked, and the only person that knew all of this was.
But that's like think about it like this, chat. In the last 6 months, since the FaZe boys left FaZe like 6 months ago, right? 6 to 10 months ago. Have you heard about them more since they left FaZe? Have they been on your feeds more? Have you seen more clips of them? in the last 6 months? I haven't. I've heard about them way less since they left FaZe. Like significantly less. So right now, they're doing decently on their core channel. But how sustainable that is up in the air. You know?
But what I will say about Matt's interview is that he brought up an extremely good point. The route is to go independent, right? The route is to build your own and be your own boss.
They wanted to have their own individual projects, and that's the insight. Like that's the whole insight. Is that's a fucked up business model.
I mean, again, that's not a surprise because their old phase YouTube, they weren't really doing much. They weren't every part of content that's on the phase YouTube. They did it because they kind of wanted to do it, right? They didn't have a stipulation being like, you are stipulated to like one video a week or one video a month. Or what was that? Oh, it was the, I know this. I was like, what did I see that? Let me see if I can find it. Right? Like they were posting some content, but like, honestly, a bit uninspired if I'm being entirely honest. But like, will they be like? The question is like, is this sustainable? Is this a sustainable business endeavor? I don't know if it is. They probably made a video on that channel like 2 years ago. Yeah, but that video is old. Sure. Oh, I think it came back actually for this video.
That's why it doesn't exist now anymore. That's why explicitly FaZe is not in talent management ever again. Like that's over. People are going to want to work on their own projects. What did Lacey do?
Did you guys? Did you guys? Yeah. Did you guys want
He wants to do that on his own. He doesn't want to
okay.
have like some company come in. Like FaZe told me I have to promote my tap caps. He's like, fuck that. I want to make tap caps with my homies and promote it on my
big entity. They don't need this. Maybe they can handle everything on their own. When Lacey had spoken about the whole situation, he had highlighted the fact that the YouTube channel is now paying for the home that they own. And the reason why they can do that is because the success lies in the loyal fan base that they've accumulated over the past X amount of years. They never needed the brand and the entity to tie it all together. They could have went to Best Buy or whatever other camera shop to buy all the equipment and all the gear themselves. The motion that they had eventually would have led them to being able to get to whatever events and stuff that they needed to go to, take trips, etc., etc. I think this is where the AMP story is so impactful, is because they never took on that type of commitment from an outside entity. They've always bet on themselves, doubled down on the finances, and put everything back into the business.
Just wanted to own something, like something that was ours, something that we knew we could build, and something that we knew could set us up in the future. So we put that together in 2019. And we've been growing it. Even to this day, it's gonna sound crazy to people, but we basically reinvest just about everything we make. But
wait, they brought up AMP. That's crazy. I got distracted. What?
Themselves. The motion that they had eventually would have led them to being able to get to whatever events and stuff that they needed to go to, take trips, etc., etc. I think this is where the AMP story is so impactful, is because they never took on that type of commitment from an outside entity. They've always bet on themselves, doubled down.
That's what I said.
On the finances and put everything back into the business.
Just wanted to own something, like something that was ours, something that we knew we could build, and something that we knew could set us up in the future. So we put that together in 2019. And we've been growing it. Even to this day, it's gonna sound crazy to people, but we basically reinvest just about everything we make. But the goal, realistically, we're gonna keep doing that. Like our goal is not to make a little bit of cash flow off AMP. Our goal is to build something that's generational. So
I mean, this kind of shows that they are just more mature. They are older, right? You have an agent, you have like Duke and a few other people who are like, they're just like older. So they are inherently just like, they've lived more life than like the FaZe boys have. But like that's literally how you do it. That's That's how you make something sustainable. Exactly. Why I said it's like a worker co-op where they're not just like taking their cut and then go spending it on a bunch of cars, right? They reinvested back into the business so the business can grow and be sustainable. FaZe didn't do that, and I'm sorry, it doesn't really seem like Core is doing that much either, at least to the extent that they need to be doing, right? And that's why FaZe itself failed.
And now, for what it's worth, AMP can demand whatever, and I do mean whatever they want out in the marketplace. They can get whatever sponsor they want, whatever ad they want, and they can do it all without having to fulfill mandatory obligations to some parent company because they came in and, you know, gave them a mansion or gave them some cars. The only obligation they have is to the company in which they all own.
RDC is the quintessential best example of exactly this, right? Our RDC was doing what AMP is doing 5 to 6 years before AMP did it. They were doing it since like 2014. They've been doing it for a while. But it was the exact same thing, right? Complete independence, essentially. Not longer. It might have been longer. I don't want to say it must have been that much longer because it makes me feel old.
And for what it's worth, it's probably in your best interest to make the company that you own work. This way, you don't have to be controlled. This way, you don't have to be lied to. I saw a clip where FaZe Adapt was talking about how much they were paying.
I don't want to say they were in the hood, but like there was, I saw the video, the houses that they were in their YouTube videos. Like they were not coming from like the most substantive beginnings. They built it literally from the ground up, making skits in their front yard about anime. Right, building that into like essentially an empire. They're hosting their own like convention, selling out. Like that's insane. Hold on, there's a gnat. It's close my window.
A month for the last house, and now they're paying 50% less.
Figured out why this place was cheaper than the last place.
Oh yeah, we came to that conclusion on like day 2 because we were paying like $75 a month for the old spot, chat. This is a lot cheaper. Yeah, I could say a lot cheaper than that.
It is a lot cheaper than that.
It is a lot cheaper than that.
A lot cheaper, like if you really think about it.
50% cheaper.
Most people can live in this house without that fountain working, you know?
Yeah.
Now the reason that they got this house so much cheaper is because they didn't do their best due diligence in the beginning. They're bumping their heads along the way, I will admit. Apparently this house had bad wiring issues and they're running into an internet problem as we speak.
And the reason we figured out it was so cheap is because there's a lot of issues with the home itself, with the house, with all the wiring. There's no fucking internet. Every electrical circuit is, bro. We're slowly chipping away at it though. And we gotta repaint this court.
There was one quote for $100,000, but that wasn't even fiber. There's no way, bro. That's insane. That's insane.
So we're never getting Wi-Fi here.
I mean, I'll pay. Oh my God, what?
You'll pay $100,000.
$100,000. Wait, hold on. $100,000 divided by 6, bro. Because there's 6 of us, bro. I would pay that. I would pay $16,000 to get Wi-Fi for what, a year? I would do that, bro. Fiber is worth it.
Yeah, but that's not even counting the monthly payment on it.
Which is what, $5K a month?
But at the end of the day, whether they take the lumps or not, it's good that they own everything themselves. I think that what Matt Kalish said at the end of his interview, saying that FaZe is out of the talent management.
What I just tell you, Jack? I told you it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. They don't know what they're doing. Right? They should have been growing through stuff like this when they had no money. That's why they're different than RDC, different than AMP. They should have been growing through this stuff when they had no money. Right? They starting with like a 12-bedroom house or whatever, like a mansion, is always going to lead you in this. It should have been they have a 5-bed, 5-bath, 2-story, house that they're all cramped into when everybody's paying like a portion of the mortgage or a portion of the rent at least for their house, and then they can upscale and then upscale and they get through all these problems, right? But now they're just like, oh, what if we just throw money at this problem? It'll solve this issue, and that's why it shows that it's not sustainable. Maybe they should DIY repair the whole house themselves. They could at least like repaint the freaking basketball court themselves. You know?
Sean the Black says she's my African princess.
Chuck Dies just subscribed.
Are they good?
SDABL, SDABL.
I checked out for the 6 months. Much appreciated. W. Especially the sub goal up there, chat. We're on our way to 1 million subs. Hasn't been done before. I can be the first one to do it. Think about it.
Management business shouldn't have been some sort of big warning to the industry, but more of a pathway, a light, a beacon to understand the way that you need to go. Going that management and a non-ownership employee route for already successful content creators and streamers is not the way to go. A lot of these guys can just bankroll these things themselves, especially if they bank on the fact that they're going to make great content, invest back into the business. We've seen too many times where groups have already put that model to the test and it has worked. And we've also seen too many times where people have put the phase model to the test and it hasn't worked. It's filled with too many lies, too much deception, and too many people who are trying to get over on somebody. FaZe Banks playing the middle ground now to a confirmed 2 people is just another example as to why you should avoid those situations at all costs. Sure, you might have to pay for internet, or you might end up with a house with bad wiring, or you might end up in a situation where your house might get flooded, or I don't know, all the situations that you have to deal with now as an adult, finding your own way with the housing industry or setting up your own LLC, whatever it comes with becoming a professional. But when it's all said and done, it's going to be very fruitful because you don't have to pay back somebody who's looking for thousands upon thousands of dollars from you. Sure, you might not be able to throw those crazy, outrageous parties because it'll be your property that you're destroying. But hell, even if you do, it's your property that you're destroying and you won't get hit with some outrageous bill at the end of it by some sort of snake.
That's true.
You need to watch up and coming sustainable content group from North Carolina.
I just
They
back real quick.
released the definitive
Adjusting for the
Previously
8
on
months.
Crashing Out.
He's like the canary in the coal mine for me. Like
Remy.
if Hassan
Actually,
gets
I'm actually not gonna leave you with this. I'm actually gonna leave you with what is this? They did a freaking your list, stealing my content anyway. I'll be right back. I'll actually leave with this Linus thing first.
AI is coming and the youth are booing it.
This is pretty funny.
During a commencement speech at the University of Arizona, former Google CEO Eric Schmidt was reportedly booed as he began discussing AI and its role in shaping the future. Students drowned out parts of his speech, especially when he urged them to brace AI. He attempted to acknowledge their fears, such as job displacement and instability. Yeah, a pretty big fear for people in school right now.
Yeah,
but the
while
crowd
graduating. Their timing is like terrible to be joining the workforce.
Yeah, but the crowd continued to react negatively. Wow, surprise! As Tech Radar put it, learn to read the room. The incident appears to have prompted discussion around young people's rising anxiety that AI will replace entry-level jobs, weaken career ladders, and primarily benefit corporations and elites rather than graduates entering the workforce. One giant tech personality that appears to understand these kids is Steve the Woz Wozniak, who gave a commencement speech at Grand Valley State University that featured him telling the audience, "You all have AI, actual intelligence." A statement that got him a big round of applause. The text says, "I'm going to butcher this," so maybe that is true. But Wozniak also had a good joke about computer engineers constantly trying to figure out how to make a brain and eventually learning that it takes about 9 months to make a brain. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. Yeah, what a, yeah.
Would you still love me if I was a worm? No. No. What I miss?
AI is coming and the youth are booing it.
This is pretty funny.
During a commencement speech at the University of Arizona, former Google CEO Eric Schmidt was reportedly booed as he began discussing AI and its role in shaping the future. Students drowned out parts of his speech, especially when he urged them to brace AI. He attempted to acknowledge their fears, such as job displacement and instability. Yeah, a pretty big fear for people in school right now.
Yeah,
but the
well,
crowd,
graduating. Their timing is like terrible to be joining the workforce.
yeah, but the crowd continued to react negatively. Wow, surprise! As tech.
Their timing was terrible joining the workforce. Like, yeah, they can control that. Don't worry, guys.
Radar put it. Learn to read the.
Anyway, I may continue watch. I will not continue watching. This is a lie. I'm going to instead do this while I do this. More seconds. Okay, hold on. Sorry. There you go.
Room. The incident appears to have prompted discussion around young people's rising anxiety that AI will replace entry-level jobs, weaken career ladders, and primarily benefit corporations and elites rather than graduates entering the workforce. One giant tech personality that appears to understand these kids is Steve the Wozniak, who gave a commencement speech at Grand Valley State University that featured him telling the audience, "You all have AI, actual intelligence." A statement that got him a big round of applause. The text says, "I'm going to butcher this," so maybe that is true. But Wozniak also had a good joke about computer engineers constantly trying to figure out how to make a brain and eventually learning that it takes about 9 months to make a brain. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
what an obvious thing to happen.
Can you imagine?
I did not expect that.
Sounds like you want to hack into my accounts.
Can you imagine?
How do you not know my birthday month? I do a special stream every month for my birthday. Not every month. Every year for my birthday month. I make a cake.
Being a billionaire and going up in front of a bunch of students and thinking that they are going to be excited about our AI infused job market.
I mean, I can imagine that because billionaires are out of touch. If you're Virgo or Cancer, no. I am a Scorpio. I was born in November. Oh, we're playing Marvel Rivals, by the way. Boom, boom, boom. I don't care what Linus has to say. Marvel Rivals. Making model your first car. Want to know my mother's last name? My mother's maiden name as well. Last four of my social security numbers. What else do you want from me? There's a lot I can tell you, but I will tell you about Marvel Rivals, chat. Once I Indeed. Wait, let me see. Okay, well, let me do it. Hold on, I need to refresh. In my first pet? True. Do I hear the music playing? For Marvel Rivals? You ever add Cyclops? Hey, that's what I'm saying, chat. I'm ready for it. Hold on. Let me do this. And then I can do this, and this. There we go. So chat, if you don't know, now you know. Season 8 of Marvel Rivals with Devil Dinosaur and Moon Girl. And speaking of Cyclops, hold on. I want to play the intro will play itself. Bro. Cyclops is the true leader of the X-Men. Next to Emma Frost. Not Charles Xavier, though. Cyclops is out. Cyclops is not out yet. Devil Dinosaur is out. We played a little bit of Devil Dinosaur before. While this is loading, I'll play a... here. I do have to ring the bathroom one more time. I'll leave you with this real quick. Pause. Actually, no, I think I can leave you with this, actually. You can't hear this, hold on. Oh wait, this is not the correct thing. Hold on. Hold on. Here. Here. Here.
Third floor. Step outside, everybody. No, don't move. This is the story of how I got swatted, all because of Legos. The whole thing started with me investigating a Lego company called Bricks and Minifigs. The company sent two guys to steal the world's largest Star Wars Lego collection worth around $200,000. And for some reason, the police are helping them get away with it. The family reached out to me saying that I'm their last hope to get them their life savings back. The video I made exposing them was actually insane. Check it out if you haven't seen it yet. But we ended up taking them to court and we actually won. When I went back to the store to collect my money, they literally shut down the entire store just to avoid paying us. Dang it! So I personally gave them an official closing ceremony and it went extremely viral. And now the entire world has seen how corrupt this Bricks and Minifigs company is.
We didn't get the Legos back, but I mean, we shut down an entire business.
We still had to get the Legos back. Yeah, I made a promise to this family that I was not going to stop on my journey until we get them their entire Lego collection back. Right now, the two owners, Joshua Johnson and Brandon Best, probably think that they're safe by closing down the store. But the reality is, I can literally just sue them all over again, but personally this time. So I started to file my lawsuit. But right after I filed this court case, it got rejected. And the reason was I failed to demonstrate a good faith effort to resolve the dispute prior to filing. Basically, before this court case can get approved, I have to at least attempt to settle with Josh outside of court first. I tried calling Josh, but I'm blocked.
I'm sorry.
Oh, man. So my only option left is to travel to his house to have this conversation in person. Basically, if Josh wants to save the day, I got him a trophy that says, Joshua Johnson saved the day. And we'll give him this trophy, but he has to give the Legos back first.
So we started driving to Josh's house to have this good faith conversation the court requires us to have.
We're in Josh's neighborhood. Oh my gosh.
But when we showed up, Josh was already outside.
Oh. I don't know what that's about. I'm back though. Give us Legos back? No. We're playing freaking Marvel Rivals. I also will end YouTube.